Fantastic.
Yes. There's a lot more tabs in my Blades book.
Fair.
Are you gonna switch it up now? Okay, so you get everybody that you know to say valid repeatedly, and then you switch to fair, and then we're stuck with people saying valid until they start being like, Chase is so cool. Let's say fair some more. Is this what is?
And then I'm going to switch to like reasonable or something.
Oh my god. I mean, that is how like group words are picked up in like school. Is that one kid says it and you're like, yeah, that sounds nice.
Projection and reflexism.
Yep. Just as there's one word that I refuse to ever use, and if you start using it, we can't be friends.
Very valid.
It starts with a T, and then there's an I, and then a G, and then an H, and then a T.
That's another one. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I see. I thought you were like, there's a word that I won't use, and I'm like, unlikely I'll use it either. Oh, no.
Right. I'm just saying.
Wow, I totally missed all of that.
Who do I get to play then?
Yay, all right.
Just swap characters, guys.
Everyone,
right.
Yep, okay.
Ran is Jesse, Jesse is Ran, Forda and I have switched places.
Excellent.
Perfect.
I get to be the punchy one.
Sweet, I get to open y'all up.
Here we
You
go,
get
everybody.
to whisper. I get to terrify or have a giant cat. Wait, I'm still in jail if I have a giant cat.
True. I mean, I have no idea what the time frame is from any of this, so I was just gonna have.
It's only been like half an hour.
Yeah, we did that one couple scores. It's been like 45 minutes. It's cool. It's cool. It's been about a year and a half. It's been at least 83 years, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like Char's either out of prison or dead by now.
Yeah,
it's been 3,000 years.
Hello, I'll put the book down for a hot second. I'm Jessie, Who's the Moose on the interwebs. I am playing Eyes, our lovable but terrifying Whisper, who is now obsessed with the ghosts that she likes to summon. Oh, and also can't really see very well.
What stage of harm are you at presently?
Level 2, Shadow
Excellent.
Vision.
You'll need help.
Yes, I will. It's a big eye, yep. Because last session, when we were in a bit of a pickle from the multitudes of ghosts that I summoned breaking free out of my control, and then spirits, what was it? What are they called? Wandering?
Oh, it wasn't I don't think it was named, was it? It was just...
I think it was just a horrifying doll beast.
No, there was...
It was because
of
the
doll ghosts.
It was the entanglements.
But then there was the like displaced spirit of whatever her face.
Oh, right.
Came after us because after I took care of the ghosts and was recoiling from that, Kyle, are you okay?
No, I just found out that I've been muted for this whole time. Thank you, Emma. Thank you for telling me. I am so good at this. So welcome once again.
Emma.
Oh, jeez. Emma, thank you so much. To be clear, I'm face palming at myself. Emma's my savior right now. Yeah.
No,
she's
God damn it.
Emma's not a hater. We do not dab on Emma.
No. That was the sad dab in regards to the cluster that this stream has been thus far. We are not dabbing on Emma. She's fantastic.
No, not dabbing.
Yeah,
period.
we're doing good.
Stop.
So we've already had words that Rand doesn't let us say, dances that we can't do.
Yep, exactly. Dabbing isn't a dance. It's a cultural aberration formed from stupidity and the internet. Ugh.
The internet.
The internet.
The internet's always at fault. Anyways, so, yeah.
Eyes was protecting Bart Barrel, and herself, and in doing so did her ritual, which caused her to lose her vision.
Yes, that's what it was. It was the ritual, the attune. Yes.
The attune, and usually the vision comes back, but it was really bad, so the vision didn't come back.
Yeah, I think it was that you were in a desperate situation and you got severe harm. Yes.
Yeah.
But I loved the composite spirit that manifested itself as a whole bunch of different broken dolls into one thing. I was so happy with that last week.
Eyes was in peak form last week.
That's true. That's fair. No, that's.
I mean, peak form for Eyes is stealing one of the doll heads to then talk to later. That's what I feel like.
Listen, if she can't see, then she needs something to see for her.
But she did steal a doll head, didn't she? That's what we're saying, right? Yeah.
That's
okay.
That's what I'm saying. That was.
Maybe she made it into a necklace and is currently around her neck right now, staring out at you all.
I think you had said that you put it above the door to your train car.
I put it on a shelf in my train car.
All right.
I didn't specify where.
Speaking of shelves,
ice spinners.
What about shelve the books?
I was just saying, hello, how's it going? If I seem extremely grouchy, it's only because my hand hurts really bad. So I apologize. Feel free to dab and say valid as much as you want. I'm just kidding around, everybody. Don't worry about it. On Thursday, I got two of my fingers jammed up in a hydraulic piece of machinery, and yeah, they're fine. Don't worry, it's all good. But I'm gonna be playing Wife today, I think, because I can never pick between the two characters I have. So
all right,
and I want to finish that stupid clock about following Avi around and trying to figure out how I can turn the rest of the party against the person that actually has like a psychopath that people like versus a sociopath that nobody likes. That's kind of the war that we're going on here. To be clear, if you've never seen this stream, my character is the sociopath that nobody likes, and Amalia Strangford is the psychopath that everybody likes for whatever reason.
Interesting. Well, probably because she's damp.
Nope. I mean, I think people like her in spite of her dampness.
Okay. All right. Cool. And other than being a sociopath, what else about Wife? What's he got going on?
I mean, so for the last few hundred sessions, he's been trying to figure out who murdered his sister, and he figured that out. So his obsession with like conspiracies and the deviousness of revenge, a la sort of like a Count of Monte Cristo style sort of plot, is kind of what he does. And so he's splitting his time between hunting down one of his own party members to figure out where they're going and why they're so suspicious to him, and then also laying in a room and staring at the ceiling, which is just full of like maps of the city and places and routes to different places and individuals. And it's a conspiracy board, except he doesn't use a yarn. It's just all the pictures, and the yarn is in his brain. So that's pretty much what Wythe is.
Well, we're glad to have John Nash in the group. Excellent. And how about Fordo? Forda, what you got going on? What's going on, my friend?
Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Forda Fair here and on Twitter. I will be playing Rhodes. Silk Rhodes, the Mothman Tycherosti, who is about to have a very fun time tonight. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that pretty quick in the session. Rhodes completed something pretty significant last week, didn't he?
He did. He finally got hold of that stupid hand he was obsessing over for long enough to get booted from a vice.
The Hand of Kotar. So anybody who plays Blades may know that's one of the more famous artifacts. And to the extent that there are any famous artifacts in a relatively small publisher game. But anyways, it's one of the canonical ones. But what it does isn't canonical, and that's what we're going to play to find out a little bit. I have some notes, you have some notes, and we'll just see where things go when we riff on it. Sounds cool? And Chase. Chase is just dreamy. That's why we all try to sound like him.
I also project a lot and have very definitive speech patterns that are easy to mimic because I am also linguistically reflexive.
I think it's the wrestler hair, actually.
Also that. Keeps the sweat off the ears.
Okay, cool. So who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Bart Beryl Shea. He is a Lorge boy who has been made all the more Lorge by various demon deals that made his fists.
So far, just the one.
Really? Just the one.
I mean, how many demon deals do you really need?
Who knows?
How powerful are the demons? That's my question.
Well, so far, he hasn't ticked the clock to the next demon, so...
Okay.
Don't worry. We'll take it.
That's good to know.
But yeah, I am on the way to my next demon. I am hiding my demon hands from my family. That's totally not a problem and is never going to come up.
Daddy, why are you still wearing gloves?
I heard it at work. I'll be right back.
And what does your husband say about the fact that you don't take the gloves off? That
realistically, he 100% knows that something is up, and I know that he knows, and I'm not.
And he knows that you know that he knows.
Yes, one of those things where it's just sort of like, I don't feel comfortable opening up about this. It will be okay, and I feel like it will be okay. So whether or not he believes me that I can make it okay, he's willing to ride this out for a minute. His patience has been tested before, though, so...
The thought process of every single person in any zombie movie who has been bitten but doesn't tell anybody is what Chase is describing right now. It's cool, everybody. I'm good. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry about it.
Sure. What if we take Blood Brothers, though?
Also an option. Good band.
So, these are our scoundrels for the evening. I almost said heroes, but that's not true at all.
No.
Wrong game genre completely. Cool. So, there is news in the city of Doskvol. At least news that passes among the Whispers and those connected to Whispers, which is this. There is something of an underworld arcane war going on in the city between the Spirit Wardens and the Circle of Flame. No one knows quite why these two factions are at war. There's all kinds of speculation. But certainly, it is causing all sorts of interesting echoes in the ghost field through the city. The one thing that everybody else does notice is that the Deathseeker crows, the ones that flock when someone dies, and circle above until the spirit wardens get there. All these echoes in the ghost field have them extra confused. And so you can see flocks of Deathseeker crows wheeling in the sky. Mechanically, this means that instead of an extra 2 heat for killing, there would only be 1 heat for killing, as long as this continues to be the case.
Isn't it 4 heat for killing? I thought when murder's involved, it's 4 heat. Or am I wrong?
I don't think when I looked at it, you know what? I can just say for sure.
Double check this.
Add 2 heat if killing was involved, whether the crew did the killing or not. Bodies draw attention.
Oh, okay, all right. So
there's 4 heat. That's a +2. The thing is, there's 4 heat total, or baseline, I should say, for loud and chaotic.
Right. Okay, that's
probably what you're thinking.
Of.
Which, to be fair, often happens when you get into a situation where killing's involved.
Yes. I don't know if any of us are actually quiet murderers.
We've had the capacity to be in
one
the past.
could make the case that Avmalia is a quiet murderer, but she's not here tonight.
I mean,
I would also dare argue that I am a quiet murderer in that I don't do any murdering. My ghosties do.
And Rhodes technically was silent in his murders. However, we were in the middle of a very loud heist.
You had stolen a police boat and were racing down the canals while you were holding
drowning is quiet.
While you were holding their faces under the water while you were speeding down the canals.
Yeah. So comparatively quiet.
Right.
Rhodes was definitely the quiet part of that whole situation.
Yeah.
I mean, we were throwing people overboard. It was a mess.
That was you know what? We still have that.
We still have that boat.
It's such a good
we still
boat.
Have that boat.
All right.
So if we want to do something with it.
You do. You have it in a very nice boathouse. You spent a lot of money on that boathouse. I'm just saying.
Yes, we did.
You spent a ridiculous amount of money.
I'm so mad that that's what we did. But that's okay.
So.
Listen, no one said we were a smart crew, okay?
We said you are strange yet professional.
And vicious now.
Vicious. Oh, yes, that's right.
And easily distracted.
Well, no, that's the players.
I don't think it's necessarily.
Speaking of which, we have a bit of a scene to get to. In your lair, in your secret lair, which is in an abandoned rail yard in a sooty industrial part of town where the Railjacks make their headquarters, and the Railjacks are effectively like Whispers, who ride the electro rails to protect them from the ghosts in the Deathlands. They're not like just general rail workers. They literally just walk up and down the trains, pushing away evil horrors. Rhodes, you have this mummified hand. But I think that, I could be wrong, we ended up leaving it in the strongbox, didn't we?
Yes.
So you've got this strongbox that you know has a hand in it, but you haven't opened it yet. And everyone knows more or less what's there, because I think that was the point of the heist last week. But you haven't seen it. You haven't been able to get into the strongbox yet. You know that you slaughtered a bunch of Circle of Flame people to get it. Or more accurately, Eyes slaughtered a bunch of people to get it. Inside...
And we got some sweet goats.
And you got you got 1 or 2 sweet goats and a nice carriage.
We sold the goats, though.
Oh, that's right.
We did.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to give them good homes.
Oh, that's right.
It's not fair to keep goats in an underground house that doesn't have... I don't know.
I'm just saying they would have eaten the shit out of a bunch of the train cars that we didn't live in.
They would probably have eaten the shit out of a bunch of the dead bodies you fed to them, too. Like, you know...
Oh, so like that crew upgrade that gives you the eel farm that you can go drop dead bodies at, except we would just have goats. That's
oh my god, yes.
I'm into it so hard. I would like to change what our crew does now. We're not shadows. We just opened our own goat field, in this train yard, and people bring things that we feed the goats for a nice sum. Anyway, sorry.
Do you make them into barbecue sauce like in Fried Green Tomatoes, the movie?
Yes.
So, Rhodes. Sorry, that was a deep cut to like early 90s.
I remember that movie, but every time I remember that movie, I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, that happened.
Yeah. Sauce sure is good. What's in there? Secret ingredient. So, Rhodes, this strongbox is there. Everybody can see it. What do you do?
So, he's been pretty surprisingly reserved in trying to open this thing thus far because, let's be reasonable, let's be sensible, but he can ignore it no longer. He's been now trying to open this stupid thing and not taking the kinds of precautions he should be. Like, he's warned everybody else, like, hey, maybe don't be right up on top of this. But here he is right on top of this thing.
So what I'd really like to know is how is he trying to get into the strongbox?
Well, at present, he's trying to tinker with the locks because it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't we get a tinker roll going? I want to say this is definitely a controlled situation. At least at the moment. And I will just go with controlled standard for now. And just see what he could do. I mean, that's a 2. So that's a fail. So it's a controlled situation, however. Which means you can either withdraw and try a different approach, or you can press on and just get into a risky situation. It's up to you.
You watch his hair kind of fluff a little bit like a bird, and then he just sits there and tries again because, that was a thing.
Okay, so yeah, the lock jammed a little bit. He knows what he's doing. It's not that he's bad at it. It just this one is for whatever reason just not cooperating. Why don't we do another one at risky standard? Is anyone helping you with this, by the way? Oh, more 2s.
I'm kind of upset that he just rolled 2 2s consecutively.
Accept help.
I just...
It's okay. Get all your bad rolls out now. You still can.
I don't think that's necessarily...
I feel like it's too late to help him now.
No. I was gonna say I didn't mean accept help now. It's too late. I'm saying for the future.
I just mean it's too late now, everybody. Oof.
Yeah, so things go badly, and
shocking.
While you're fiddling with it, you know what you're doing with it. You're really good with these things. There's something unusual going on here because every time you think you just about have it, it's like something inside turns it back, like reaches in and fiddles with the lock from the inside. And I think that the complication is, the strongbox starts to get hot. The thick metal that it's constructed of is heating up, and you can feel something fiddling with the lock from the inside.
Now's the time to take everyone's steals, so we all get 1 in prowl, finesse, or tinker, and then you get 1 extra roll and tinker, is all I'm saying. Let's spend that special ability right now on 1 good roll, or you could ask somebody for help.
So, who wants to risk that?
So, that's a good point, Rand, that y'all have the pending crew advantage that I totally skipped over and forgot about. I apologize.
I know. We've been we've been discussing.
What
everybody wants us to. I think the person that should help the scientist is the person who has bodyguard and can resist things, which is Beryl. Wythe definitely is sitting in the common area, which we have established is weirdly right next to the dangerous place where explosions happen all the time, which I don't understand how that became a thing.
So if there's like a small explosion, Beryl can run in and stop it.
Right. So
into a big explosion.
So White definitely has like a saucer and tea, and he's sipping it in like a overstuffed ratty armchair, but he is definitely not helping with a tinker thing. He's just sitting and drinking and waiting for.
I mean, it's basically
to like leave.
It's Slenderman sitting there, basically. So yeah.
Yes, true.
And like, as this new thing goes wrong, you hear from the common room. You all hear him blow up a little bit at this box, like a string of expletives and like something about you rude fucking box, stop fucking with the lock.
And White will be like, "Oh, it seems like perhaps our friend needs some help," and he like looks at Beryl and does that thing where, you know, when you already decided you're gonna do something and then some jerk says that you should do it and thinks it's their idea. That's what White is doing. He like turns to Beryl. He's like, "Maybe you should go and check on our friend." And Beryl's already like up and leaving, but White doesn't notice. He's just still sipping his tea and
just sort of like, yeah, that's a good idea. Head over.
Eyes is just in the corner, staring at a corner. What's happening?
How you doing in there, bud?
Poor Eyes.
Did you say 4 eyes? Because she doesn't even have 4 eyes.
She has like 10 eyes.
Well, on her mask.
And then like counting all these extra ghosts, like
right. And the doll head. I mean, look, I'm just saying.
So many eyes.
So many.
And the doll head.
She's fiddling with the doll head.
Oh my god, this is terrible.
Sorry, but he pauses at his expletives and he's like, first he goes no, and then he goes maybe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk in, just sort of like, you want me to hold something, grab a flashlight, or?
And like he's gone and found some chemicals or another, and he's like trying to cool this box now because it's getting hot. We need to cool this down before it starts fire, probably, maybe.
It's not that kind of. It's more like if you touch it wrong, it could burn you.
Okay.
Except if your hands were made out of rock, and you just ripped the box open with your big meaty maw hands.
So, this is an option.
So what do you try to do?
So,
want me to hold it so that you can work on it? Want me to crack it open like a walnut?
You know what?
You're the pro.
He was about to be like, I'm gonna try and tinker with this one more time, and then he's like, you know what? No, blowing it up is an option. And then Bart suggests cracking it open like a walnut. It's like, that's also an option. That's a better option than blowing it up. Let's try that.
All right.
So we want to take this out into the yard, or just do it in here, or?
I mean, you totally hear from the other room. Further away from here would be good.
And like, as he says that, like he was considering, that's wise. Nah, here's fine.
Yep, exactly. Wythe always says shit like that on purpose because I know it annoys everybody.
What kills me is that it's clear to me that Wythe is actually the person with the best judgment in this entire crew.
Yes.
Yep.
And the person that they least listen to.
I mean, it's intentional, right?
It's like the inverse of that meme about the person with the greatest superheroes when it makes good life decisions. And that person is on your team. It's just that nobody listens to it.
He's just like irritating and a dick.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Oracle of Delphi.
Yep, that's the intentional wife character.
About my life now.
It's phenomenal.
So, Bart, what action do you think that is?
Feels like a wreck action.
I think that's if you're just trying to tear it open, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell
like
you.
Like a clam.
In that case, by default, and then you can modify it in all the ways we can play with it. By default, that's going to be risky limited.
If I were to push myself to superhuman capabilities,
I think that would make it risky standard.
Spice is fact.
So this is technically, and this is one of the things that in like Blades in the Dark, it gets a little bit hinky. We're not necessarily on a score.
Correct.
But are things like, because it's per score, I can use things that give people advantage. So I assume I can't use that special ability unless we're on the score, right?
Like, what's the special ability?
Oh, it's foresight. So 2 times per score. It says specifically score. You can assist a teammate without pain stress. So I was going to help by being obnoxious at Bart by like, if you use the hinges, but it's, again, specifically a score thing. So I feel like I can't use it in this scenario because this isn't a score.
It's
immediate cut to Bart in the room gnawing on the hinges.
Yeah. Don't use your teeth, son. Use your giant hands.
It's excellent because, like, while this is happening, this is all happening at the time it took Rhodes to, like, turn and go get his wrecking tools. And he turns around and he's just like...
Just me with it in my lap, just like...
and it's just like, he's got these tools in hand and he's just like... And then he turns the other way, like, what? What is this?
It's the thing that you do when you get mad at Rubik's Cubes. And you kind of are like,
you just peel off all the stickers and you just put it back on.
You shatter it into a million pieces and put it back together.
Y'all are weird about how you
I was going to
play
say, you just rip the ends off and then align it easier. And you're like, oh, look, it works.
What is wrong with all of you?
Rubik's Cubes confuse me, and I get mad at them, and so my lizard brain takes over, and I rip them apart and put them back together in a way that makes sense to me.
I mean, it's a valid way to solve that.
Rubik's Cubes.
Wow, so apparently I'm the odd one here because I haven't done it in a long time. I just remember just solving the puzzle. Okay.
I mean, I have a friend who does Rubik's Cube times.
Oh no!
And, like, they time themselves, and they can solve like weird, complicated Rubik's Cubes in like 40 seconds, and it's just like this crazy. Like watching them, I'm like, all right, good for you. I
just like to mix it up and make colors.
Yeah, exactly. That was my thing. I was like, ooh, what patterns can I make?
So you're pushing yourself, so you get the extra die. And you can do the thing that and you're going to get the improved effect level. From that, does anyone want to provide some assistance, perhaps, or?
Yeah.
Rhodes has tools.
I'm sitting here with my tools, like. Okay.
So Rhodes takes a stress. And of course,
Bart's just like, you wanna get in there. Just
Bart's taking the 2 stress for pushing himself. So extra die. Let's see how that risky standard go. Oh, that's a 4.
Okay.
Better than a 2.
I was like, please don't tell me that wreck is also one of the things you have 1 dot in, because I swear.
Nope. So you do it, but there's a consequence, which of course you can choose to resist. I think that we pretty well telegraphed. This thing's hot. You grabbed it with your hands. I would say normally that would be level 2 harm because it's risky. Your stone demon-like hands will knock that down to 1 harm, blistered hands. And then you could resist or whatever.
Yeah, I'll give that a resist.
Okay, so no harm, but however much stress. 1 stress, not bad. Not bad at all.
Resisting things with prowess.
So inside there's this this is like what is it? From the Addams Family. Which one was it? The Thing?
Thing, yeah.
Thing. It's just a disembodied, mummified hand, but it's moving around. And it flips you the bird as soon as you do that.
Nice. All right. Good.
Yeah.
This is what you get for waking me up, jerk.
And when I say that it's mummified, keep in mind that means that the flesh is dried and pulled back on the bone, and it looks slightly rotted in places.
But like dry rotted.
Yes, not wet rot. Correct.
My favorite kind of rot.
I mean, not of Malia's favorite, but, you know.
No.
I assume that's
Amalia likes them
what
bloated.
you thought it was?
Oh, God.
So, don't let Eyes have this hand, because Eyes has weird ideas about what to do with odd hands.
I mean, it just needs some rehydration. Skin looking nice after.
Right.
So, in the meantime, Bart and Rhodes, you now have the Hand of Kotar.
And from
He's
the
a
other...
cute little scamp.
Yeah, and from the other room, White is like, good job, fellows. Now we have a bargaining chip to make sure that we don't completely become annihilated in the upcoming war.
So, Rhodes, what do you do with this bargaining chip that's now sitting there in that strongbox flipping you off?
So like, Beryl, you literally watched your Mothman's eyes do the big the cat thing when it's looking at something at once. Yes. And he immediately goes to fucking grab the thing. Because I don't know what is going through his head. He just goes, yeah, you're flipping me the bird.
So, yeah, it scrambles around, but you can grab it. Yeah, no problem.
And so he just picks it up and he's just looking at it.
And
And like,
what
make sure to grab it in such a way that he's like doing this with it. Like, here you go.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Holding it.
What is it we hear, Eyes?
I was gonna say, you just hear Eyes, who can't see anything, but can hear a lot of things going on. Just pipe in. Sounds like everyone's having a lot of fun in there. Not as many explosions as I was expecting.
Rhodes,
That's all.
when you grab it, you feel it kind of freezes, and so does your hand. And you can feel a shudder of power in your arm. What dark memories does this awaken in you?
So his time in training to be a physiker was mostly good, but there weren't some excellent... It wasn't all excellent. And he thinks back, not intentionally, he'd rather not think of this time, when he actually worked with the man Eckerd. And
Oh, that's right. His rival is a corpse thief.
yes. Because, I mean, you gotta practice on cadavers. That's a thing.
This is true. So,
But he found out where those cadavers come from, and he was not pleased. So he's comparing then to now and realizing, you know, I was an ass back then. That's his takeaway.
But now there's power flowing through you. What, make a note here. Oh, yeah. So, you can feel this, and now the hand doesn't want to let you go. I don't mean like it's like a death grip, but it's just like, earlier it was flipping you the bird, but now it's like, oh, maybe we belong here. Maybe this is all good. Bart, you're seeing this, and the hand has clearly like changed its disposition. And you saw Rhodes's moth eyes do the thing. What does Bart do?
At this point, Bart's just kind of like watching, sort of like might lean back, shouting to the common room. I think it's working. I'll let you know. Cause like he's not a ghosty boy. He's not really educated on this. It seems like it's going fine. He's not trying to kill anyone.
Rhodes and Bart, you can hear in your ears, but it's sort of non-directional. You just hear the sound, but when you turn your head, it doesn't seem to be from a particular direction. You can hear the sound of the sea, of the void sea, lapping. It's not around, but you can... You smell the brine on the air. The other you in the next room, there's none of this. It's just... You have the audio and sensory and sensations of being near the void sea, but of course you're still under the, in the rail yard. What do you do?
That's a very good question. I'm not even sure Rhodes knows how to proceed from here.
I will give you each $10 in real life if you can recite the song from oh no, I'm gonna forget the what's the musical with the butcher who's a Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd?
Yeah,
I've never seen it, so I cannot.
Okay. All right, never mind. I really wanted the By the Sea song. I wanted Bart to be played by... Anyway, never mind. If you don't know what it is...
So,
I feel like Rhodes just is on this other plane of, mentality right now. And, goes from holding on to it like this to essentially, if you were to hold hands with somebody walking down the street. So he's just holding on to this hand now.
I'm gonna walk up and just sort of like a light hand on Rhodes's back. Maybe reach down, not grab the hand, just sort of maybe we should set this back until we know more about it.
Do you touch it? I feel like I'm running D&D again. Do you touch it?
Do you touch it?
I think that I'm going to rest a couple fingers on its wrist for right now, not grabbing around, but yes, I think I touch it.
Yeah, you feel a thrill of power for a moment yourself. What dark memories come to your mind?
So, I think that the dark memories are similar to Rhodes's in that they involve my rival, Mercy, who was Bart's first foray into criminality. They had a couple of relatively simple smash and grab jobs, and just every single time it got bloody. And at a certain point you start to realize that this is by design, that Mercy wants someone to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, that they enjoy killing someone, and Bart, especially this early in his career, wants to lay low, get some money for his family. And of course, now it becomes a question of but the last few jobs he's been on with this crew have been wildly bloody. What has he become?
It kind of thrills you for a moment, this sensation. Although you do feel, in some odd way, more connected to Rhodes than you've ever felt before. It's not romantic in any way, shape, or form. It's just that deep, connection, hey, yeah, we got something in
Same
common.
hat.
Yeah, it's like when you get a new friend and you just click immediately.
Yeah.
But you're already existing crew members, right? You're just
the same hat situation.
Yeah. So, yeah, you feel something there, both of you. Even just you. It's not quite the same for Bart because he just rested a couple of fingers on it. Bart is fine. Everything. Rhodes is making a good choice here. You don't have to worry about anything. So, it got kind of quiet in there, Eyes and Wife, in the next room from where you are. What do you do?
Eyes would stand up and start feeling her way toward... so sad. Sad.
And White is sitting in his chair, sipping his tea, watching you, and doesn't say anything.
That's right. I don't ask for help.
Wife does not offer it.
Right. I mean, yeah.
This is terrible.
I mean, it's I'm assuming it's kind of light in our common room, and she can see vague shapes, so she's just gonna avoid.
She's not gonna walk into the wall. She's not gonna walk into a big.
And it's our common room. She she lives there. She knows where it's big here.
You know what? At midnight, if I don't turn on a light, I walk into shit in my living room all the time. So, I mean,
really?
I literally have two big pillars in the middle of my living room, and last night, bam, just walked into it.
Wow.
Thought I knew where it was.
I realized the other day I could make my way. What was it? It was pitch black, and I was doing stuff in the dark. Anyways.
So you're feeling your way in there.
So I'm feeling my way in there because it got really quiet, and I'm concerned for my friends.
Well, you can't really see much, so you don't see them each holding or touching the hand.
I feel like I would see the vague, blurry shadow
of them near each other.
Of them, yeah.
Sure.
Does the hand give off any extraneous sort of shadow vision? Does it power
like the raids in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
it's
better question.
It doesn't do that, no.
With my
ghost vision.
With my ghost mind, because I feel like ghost mind is equal parts mental and also visual.
Well, that's a super interesting idea. Let's see what ghost mind does. You're always aware of supernatural entities in your presence. Take +1 die whenever you gather information about the supernatural by any means. Oh, fuck yes.
Do you think this thing's supernatural?
Oh, it's just...
it's
very...
You
fuck yes.
Feel it's like there's a whole other person in here with you. That you can just
in that case...
In that case, I would probably pause at the doorway and say, "Who's in here with you?"
And then you hear from behind you the ratcheting of bone.
No.
and Wythe takes one step from where they were sitting, and is right behind me. And is right behind you, and is
Slenderman on the crew.
Yep. Takes a sip of with the teacup in his hand and the mug. He says, "It seems as if the only other thing in the room with our companions is," and he exhales, and you can feel the breath.
I was gonna say the hair on the top of
my
head.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Rustles with that.
Yep. And he's the hand.
The hand.
So this is a super bad idea, but Rhodes wants to make a deal with this hand.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say you're going to chop your hand off and jam the hand.
I was waiting for that.
The deal.
I literally was the worst idea that I could think of Unstable Rhodes doing is being this needs to be my hand now. Anyway.
No.
Yeah, that's Vecna, not Kotar.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
Rhodes' idea is almost as bad because it's you know what? This entity that was chopped into bits, and this makes sense now as to why. I should get in its good graces. Here I was dabbling with this circle of flame and considering this path of echoes. Why would I do that when I have this in my hands right here?
Hey, Kyle.
Yes, Jesse.
What kind of vibes does this third entity give off?
Did you just vibe check an ancient occult artifact?
I mean, it's the hand of a wizard that could have ruled the whole world that was chopped into pieces because he couldn't die. I feel like you got a vibe.
Probably chill vibes.
I just, yeah, for sure. That's mellow vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Mellow, yeah, totally.
So, without doing an action roll, just based on Ghost Mind, I don't think you need to do this kind of action roll immediately, unless you really want to get into it. But just surface level,
just surface level.
Yeah, you've got the Ghost Mind. It feels a lot like I don't know if... yes, you come from across the sea, right?
I do.
Yes. So you have sailed the Void Sea.
I have.
And during that voyage, at some point, you had at least a passing encounter with a Leviathan. Not that you were on a Leviathan hunter ship. You weren't a passenger ship. But you were sort of aware of them passing deep beneath the waves, those inky black waves where when you look, you can see stars flickering far beneath the surface. And you felt a presence at that time. Everyone did, because it's a Leviathan. This is sort of like that, and yet oddly also has sort of the flavor, if you will, of the presence around Avmalia.
Oh my god. It's the worst possible thing that you have combined together.
I'm just going to keep that information to myself.
I also want to point out, has anybody actually ever been whale watching before?
Yes.
And have you visibly seen a whale? Like,
I've seen a whale from a plane.
I mean, go under the boat that you were on.
No.
I've never been on a boat.
I was knocked out.
Oh, really? Oh, all right.
My dad was worried I was going to get seasick, so he gave us Dramamine, but got the drowsy kind. So.
Wow, nice. Anyway, Leviathans are way bigger than that, but it always creeps me out when you go out on these little small schooners and there's these giant, like 300-foot, like sea creatures that are like, "Sup?" And you're like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah. So it just feels a little bit like that. Yeah.
I think if it feels kind of like that, but not quite. But hey, I'm still recovering. I would probably say out loud, Avi?
Yeah, y'all don't know where she is. The other day, she took that book, walked into the sea, and she hasn't come back.
I mean, I don't even think any of us know that she walks into the sea. I think we know that she disappears.
Well, if anybody does, maybe wife does, because I
haven't filled the clock yet, so I want to make sure that it's clear that wife would know really closely where she is.
She walks towards the dock somehow.
Yeah, and then disappears. Yeah, exactly. And then it's gone, and I can't find her. And so wife like steps in front of you in sort of a weirdly, when you say that, like protective. So you feel like him bend around you and step in, and you feel it. Now his back is to your face, and he's just like, "Are you saying that what this thing is reminds you of Avmalia?"
Little?
And then it's way drier.
Right. And then Wythe will just be like,
"My mouth is so parched right now."
Yeah. I mean, Wythe will immediately be like, "You should put that in the box immediately."
Have chase us, Bart.
Yeah, Chase, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Has Bart or Rhodes responded at all when we were saying things?
Like, Rhodes was registering that you were saying things and kind of, sort of, like he was watching you, but in that really casual, "Oh, hey, there's somebody over there" way, until Wythe stepped around Eyes, and then it was like slightly tighter grip on the hand, like,
Yeah, and I mean, Wythe is insistent. He will say, like, "Put it down," and then if you don't immediately look like you're putting it down, he'll be like, "Bart, take the hand and put it in the box."
Bart's holding the hand.
He's touching it with like 3 fingers, but he's not as seductively called to the magics as Rhodes is like, "Why would I ever need a cult when I can become a god myself and smite everything around me?" You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like, in Wythe's mind, this is what the calculations are. And if neither of you do it, I mean, Wythe will immediately try and get rid of it. Because if it feels like Avmalia to the one person that Wythe has confidence in when it comes to like the supernatural, it will immediately be suspicious and dangerous.
Yeah, I think I'm going to like hand still on Rhodes's back, other hand shifted to Rhodes's forearm, not on the hand, just sort of like slowly guided towards the box, just sort of like, we should look at this later after we've inspected it a bit. Rhodes resisting the push towards the box.
A little bit.
Okay, I would like to... Okay, no.
He does at least let it settle down.
It's like he's reluctant, but he does it. Is that the thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Because I'm going to say,
gives
like...
it a very gentle squeeze before he, like...
Is it that lingering touch when you're, like, flirting with somebody and you just hold on to their hand just a little bit longer than you should?
More like... So, when you have an elderly person's hand and you just very gently want to reassure them, that kind of touch.
All right. Yeah, it's good. You don't want Kotar to be, feel
alone.
No. Yeah. I mean, because this was about to get into some like slumber essence toss.
You only have the hand. You don't have the heart or the eye. Don't worry about it. Although you know that the circle of flame has the eye.
Right.
Well, I should say that Rhodes knows that. Rhodes knows they have the eye, but not the hand or the heart.
Eyes could use more eyes right now.
Eyes could use any eyes that work well right now.
I mean, eyes can try and pry that eye away from Rhodes's creepy hands, if it's anywhere around, sure.
No, the circle of flame has it someplace.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a fight between these two to see who would actually get the eyeball.
But Rhodes, when you let go of the hand, it's like you didn't even, not literally, but it's like you were holding your breath and didn't even realize it, like when you're watching a scary movie and you suddenly realize, yeah, it's kind of like that. But at the same time, you don't feel quite as... Sure was nice kind of feeling all that extra something flowing through you.
And Wife immediately draws a sword and closes the lid of the box with it. I'm not going to stab anybody.
Oh, I got concerned. I was like, what?
I know. Kyle was like, oh, he's going to... The hand is mine, actually, suckers.
Like, this sword comes out, and Rhodes, like, almost goes to protect this box.
Yep.
So, like...
Slaps the
You're
lid. Closing
it shut, but, like, he's also... And it's, like, this awkward little moment of, oh, you weren't actually gonna... Okay.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I would totally if no one was in this room right now, like... fundamentally try and destroy this hand forever, but that's for later.
So yeah, I think observations from a distance are where we want to be at for right now.
And White, she's his sword and is like,
Bart is just sweating.
Right. He's like, well, it seems to have quite the impact. I imagine it feels quite, and like the flush. I don't know how you could tell if a Mothman is flushed with power and fatigue.
I want to say that maybe Rhodes' fuzziness was a little more floofed, like like a bird when they ruffle their
sure when they're like agitated or okay, cool. If that's okay with Rhodes,
yes,
to be seen. Okay, so White like looks and says, even though it seems like, and
And I mean, his eyes are like dinner plates right now. There's no mistake.
And Barrel, who does like picks up 300 pounds and like runs around and barely breaks a sweat, is like sweating. He's like, I'm sure it was an interesting experience, but perhaps, and he like looks between the both of you, we should resist our baser urges to touch or commune with this for now.
Eyes is, I feel like Eyes would be not watching. Her head would be turned towards where she felt the energy go.
And do you still have Ghost Mind on so you can see?
It's all the time. It's automatic.
Always have Ghost Mind.
So
that's why Eyes is creepy.
Right. So what you see, and DM or GM or Ghost Dad, whatever.
Ghost Dad.
What you see is I don't know if you ever really looked at Wife before. I don't know if he ever lets you like stare at him for very long. But when he had his sword out, there was somebody sitting on his shoulders, and they had their hands tapping on his head, like right here, as he had his sword out. And when he sheaths the sword, they disappear. And it's like a young girl in like a dress. And then they disappear. And yeah, from what you know, that's probably White's sister. You've never seen them before, but White has never drawn his sword in front of you before. So, yeah.
Jesse, you'll be all right.
So I just had a beautiful and terrible thought that I will share later.
I'm living right now.
So White turns and he's like, this is obviously a bargaining chip. And I understand that it can feel like something that we need to keep, but we are not in a position to have this large of a target on our back, Rhodes. I know this is something you've sought, and you've been able to touch it and understand what that power is, but we, as a group, are not ready for what this item will bring down upon us.
I wasn't ready.
And he looks like he's about to argue with you, and you see like a bunch of emotions like cross his face. But then he just kind of takes a deep breath, straightens up, recomposes, and goes, "You're right."
I assume now that perhaps that this is done with for now. We can definitely study it later. You could assist our friend Eyes with their recovery. As Eyes is still like braced up against the wall or whatever, like not looking in any general direction except.
I'm still in the doorway, but I'm definitely like I probably am now looking at you.
Right.
Eyes.
Right.
So I mean, to be clear, the recovery that Eyes has done to this point has been under Rhodes's direct care. Like this is.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
I just mean like they still have. She still has harm, so therefore she
Right.
still
For
needs
sure.
to.
For
So
sure.
and more fictional, right? It's not necessarily. It's not. I'm not saying use a downtime action.
Oh no! Yeah.
Yeah, more
Okay,
just
sorry,
conversationally trying to shift
Yes,
the
focus.
possible
focus.
obsessive's attention.
Yes. Thank you very much for noticing. That is what I was trying to do.
Yeah, no, I have 100% done that. Sort of like, yeah, you're getting a little crazy over here. Let's do something
Hey,
normal.
look, shiny!
I mean, this is definitely how I deal with people who drop a bunch of acid and then hang out on my lawn. And I'm like, hey, it's cool over here. But you know what else is cool?
Portland, Oregon, Kyle.
Yep.
Don't.
Yeah, I know. Right. Kyle, what are you? You're looking confused.
Why are you?
People need to get through the winters here when it rains and is gray in different ways, Kyle.
Okay. I figured
we
they
happen
smoked
to have
a lot
a
of weed.
really-
That was all.
I mean, yeah, but also there's other things to do other than smoke the dopes.
The electrical lettuce.
Yep.
So, now that you've completed that piece,
Hey.
is there something else that any of you would like to get to doing?
What were we gonna do for a score this time? I feel like there
Do
was
you want to
something...
pick your crew
Okay.
upgrade?
Yes.
Yes, we need to decide on a crew upgrade.
Okay, and you wanted to... I mean, everybody else was okay with Jesse's suggestion then?
Which was
Just getting us underground maps, passkeys, and then putting one in the thing that gives
In
us...
steady.
in steady, so that we can get more stress boxes.
okay.
I love stress.
So you're wanting to take not patron.
I feel like special abilities are fun and great, but like also we've got all these crew upgrades that we're not taking.
I mean, special abilities are the
Oh.
only thing I would ever take because they impact me and my characters the most, and I don't give a shit about passageways and shit. I want to make it so the ghost can never possess me, and then I can carry the soul inside of my body at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, anyway.
So you
Fair and
wanted
valid.
training, was that right?
No.
I'm looking at it. I'm trying to see if. Oh, underground. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
I got you.
See it? It's in the gray box.
Yeah,
so
I was
forget that it exists.
My eye was just skipping over, like, oh, that's grayed out.
Yes.
Nope,
I did the same thing.
So you want underground maps and passkeys, but you get... Okay.
Yeah, but then we also want 1 tick and steady, which it needs 3, I assume.
It needs 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to...
Every time I've looked at that, I've read it wrong, because I thought it was that you get a +1 per box.
No, once you train it 3 times, you get +1.
Which technically means
because I read it in the book, which is what I was doing.
Technically, that means that out of everybody in the crew, Char is closer to being a vampire than anybody else because you can only ever have 12 stress boxes. And if we get when this fills up, Char will have 11. And then he becomes like a super human. No, that's not what happens. But like nobody's allowed to have more than 12 stress boxes, including vampires.
So you have easy passage through the underground canals, tunnels, and basements of the city.
Yep.
And you are 1/3 of the way to +1 stress box.
Yep.
Which you will need to do to get another crew advancement.
Right, for sure.
Okay, all right.
Which is because everybody who has rituals spends stress like mad, so having more stress boxes is good for them.
Yeah. And that's why I went for stress and not a special ability, because it affects me.
Oh, I see. So and that the ability was something I thought was cool. You also picked something that you thought was cool.
Funny how that works out.
It's weird how it's more of a popularity contest than okay.
Everything's a popularity contest.
I don't like it.
I mean, me neither, but that's where we are. So, you have your crew upgrade. You have, at least for now, resolved the situation with the Hand of Kotar.
I mean, do you want to immediately, because you're obsessive, you are obsessive, right, Rhodes?
Yes.
Do you want to immediately try and find out where the next item is, and then we can do like a really dangerous, ridiculous score to like get another item?
On the one hand, I didn't want to suggest that because I was going to be like, we should probably like grab a turf or one of those things to help the crew. But like also having learned that Circle of Flame has an eye, it's like, can we do that? Probably not. Do I want to try? Yes.
I want to go into this book again.
If we don't want to do, yeah, I mean, I am also okay with like expanding our turf to something else.
You could grab Tuesderf.
I refuse. I refuse to have that turf. That's a special turf.
You could have a loyal fence or covert drops again, or informants.
I feel like I want to get covert drops again. I want that 2 coin again. Let's get money. But wait, has the crew moved on past that? It's not about money anymore. Now it's about culty eyes and shit.
I just want to point out
about money.
That loyal fence also gets you money, but it gets you money for burglary or robbery.
Yeah.
Informants, it sounds like, is not interesting to you because that's an extra die when gathering info for scores. And what?
I mean, I like informants.
Yeah, I mean, I like gathering info for scores, but we don't do it enough for it to be useful. Like, it doesn't seem like it helps enough.
Maybe we just do more scores.
I think one of the reasons that people pick up informants is because it's on the pathway to other things.
Right.
So you end up...
Like infirmary.
Infirmary, interrogation chamber.
Yeah.
Hagfish farm.
Hagfish farm.
Which
could be a
hagfish farm.
Which could be a goat farm. Drug den. Although we need to talk about that as a group because I think somebody had lined that out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in exploring like us giving people access to drugs. That's not really a thing that I'm interested in. I mean, I'm 100% into Hagfish Farm as long as we can turn it into like a goat farm and we own it. I will 100% go Infirmary Hagfish Farm, and we'll just go that way.
Or you can get your loyal fence or your covert drops.
If we had infirmary between...
But we can't... Then we couldn't go to... Yeah, if we went Cobra Drop, we wouldn't be able to go to Infirmary Hackfish.
Understood. I'm just saying you have your options. That's
Right.
all.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we do informants so that we're not covering territory again, if that's okay with everybody else?
Yeah, sounds good. To me.
And then we could do infirmary so that Beryl could be like, "Ow, I'm hurt." Just kidding.
Like,
and then
between
also,
that, Vigorous, and Rhodes, they're gonna have to kill me in one.
Right.
The infirmary is actually gonna be an optometrist. It's
only for eyes. I see how it is. White is like, my shoulder hurts. It's like, sorry, unless your eyes are messed up, you can't actually do anything in here.
Ow, my shoulder. Go see.
Does our crew get dental?
Yeah, it better.
The dental goes through Rhodes, so it's not very great.
I mean, we eat a lot of fungus, so I feel like we should probably get some decent.
You just need to floss more.
Right.
As always.
Yeah, per usual, except for the one person.
Yeah, but hagfish whiskers
in my 20s
are
who got in
short
trouble.
supply.
I floss daily, don't you?
No, I mean I dated somebody in my 20s who got yelled at by their dentist every time because they flossed too much and brushed their teeth too much.
Oh, you can brush it too hard and damage your gums. Yeah.
Because your gums start to recede.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in fact, my dentist told me that fun fact. It's almost always men because we think we have to scrub. It's not always, right? But we always say that we have to scrub hard, and they're like, no, you just.
I was told it's like polishing a ripe tomato.
Yeah.
Which is a weird freaking explanation for it, but I will never not have that internalized.
So score planning.
All right, here we go.
Y'all are talking about informants
with a tomato in your mouth and a toothbrush, and just like
just like cherry tomatoes lining my mouth.
Yep.
Or do you want to try to get the eye of Kotar?
Let's do something easy. I mean, not easy. I don't want to say it's easy. I would just prefer if we didn't jump from Rhodes almost turning into a demigod to then like going against a circle of flame. That's all I'm saying.
Eyes still has a lot of stress from last session.
And level 2 harm.
And level 2 harm.
I
think that this could be a good beach episode.
I just want to remind you, Jesse, that as long as you have level 2 harm, you have -1 die on all your action rolls.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Okay. I think that here and there might be an exception to that.
Perhaps in the attune roll?
Maybe, depending on how you're attuning and all of that, but generally speaking, yeah.
And I will say this, while we're doing this whole thing, Rhodes will offer eyes their arm everywhere they go. Like they will crook out their elbow.
Eyes will take this because Eyes has gotten very interested in.
Right.
What?
So this is like a strange thing, right? Where before you were like wandering around and Wythe wouldn't say anything, but now we're going on a score, and Wythe is like, "Here you go."
And now suddenly Wythe is Eyes' arm candy.
Gentlemanliness.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Eyes is the belle of the ball, just like Bart turns ready to. He's used to walking with her, and she's just like on Wythe's arm, and I'm just sort of like, I'm gonna let that one go, but what?
Yeah. Well, that's because in Wythe's mind, it makes more sense to have the big beefy bro who's gonna punch things have both arms free and not to have to be like, hello, attune person, get out of my way now, it's time to punch.
It's like tuck her under the arm and start
I mean, that's people. Fine. If that's what she wants,
Heisman style.
Maybe I just ride your shoulders like the ghost is riding Wythe.
I mean,
so
can we get informants and also get paid? Like, can we do a score that does that?
You possibly. Two reminders. First of all,
we just raid somebody who
on your crew sheet. Somebody just needs to sell off that blue coat equipment, and you're going to get 4 coin. You just need to do a downtime action that gets you 2 ticks.
Oh,
that's what I was going to do.
Hey, can I spend a coin? Yeah, I was going to say, can we spend a coin to...
You can spend a coin to get 4 coin?
Yeah.
But
I'm going to wait until... Because I have an extra downtime action. I'm going to use that when we're done. If you need a coin for something, let me know, because I have 1 coin that I will give people to do things. But like, let's not
That's fair.
Let's not spend a coin when we don't have to at this point.
Sure.
So, off to gather informants.
So...
And I'm interested in, the
I think what we did last time was even then you got a little bit of coin. It wasn't a large amount. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rand. I was rude. Please.
Oh, no, I was going to say, if we could do the thing where we find like an already established network of informants, show up at like, especially if it has to do with money or gambling or something, the informants deal in coin as sort of like the secondary nature of their job. And then we just rob their bookie. You know what I mean?
We have the worst standing with at moment.
I really don't want to go to war with anybody. Yeah, nobody likes us. I
just the thing is, you haven't done anything to make friends.
Yeah.
Except with that's not true. That's not true. You're a little bit okay with the silver nails, the red sashes, the foghounds, the inspectors, the scab. So you have like +1 with a lot of different folks. You only have +2 with the railjacks. Now, your question was, who are you negative with? You are very negative with the lampblacks and the billhooks. Although the billhooks barely count anymore because it's just a couple of family members in prison now.
Nah, keep wrecking them.
You are negative with the Ministry of Preservation and the Spirit Wardens, and the Blue Coats, and I think that's it.
Who wants to steal some informants from the Blue Coats?
No. Can't we do something that's like tier 2?
I was say the lampblacks are tier 2.
Okay.
If we're gonna do this, can we just be war dogs? Because once we hit -3 with the faction, then a bunch
which
of
factions are we not negative with or positive with?
Most of them. There's a lot. I mean, dozens.
But who is reasonable to try and steal some informants from? Sorry, Jesse.
That's okay.
Didn't sound like it was okay.
I've heard that that's okay a lot. So what were you going to say, Jesse? Because I mean, y'all can figure out who you want to steal informants from, or just go recruit them. Just like make them up. They don't have to be tied to a faction. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, one more thing I actually wanted to point out.
I got on a roll.
Hey, the bellhooks are kind of out of the question. Where are their informants?
That's fair.
Were there informants by any chance that group of Whisper Network orphans that Wythe and Beryl interacted with that one time? That'd be neat.
Yep.
You could just recruit them.
Okay.
I don't know if the billhooks had a lot of informants to answer the question.
No, the billhooks got told what to do by the ministry and then beat the crap out of people.
Yeah,
that
they
was like
weren't
their
that
thing.
kind. Yeah, they weren't. They were just thugs.
Can we just recruit the Whisper, the children, orphans?
They're not whispers, but yes, the children, yes.
Children.
The urchins. So you want to recruit street urchins and steal their money.
I mean, we want to steal somebody's money. It doesn't have to be theirs. Because we want them to like us.
Oh, I remember where they were. They were over in that area with Jira.
Yeah.
Yes, that area.
I have to go back and look where that was. That's why I say that.
Maybe we can just let's get him as our informant. We don't need a group of urchins.
Also possible.
Yeah.
And our hagfish farm. Let's just move in with Jira, guys.
He just smelts their bodies? Okay.
Oh, that's right. Jira was... Oh, yeah, I remember that.
We love Jira.
I was trying to remember how I remember they're like, oh, everybody loved him. What was the thing about him?
Big, bombastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
There we go. Perfect.
Hey, you are here at Jira's. Welcome, my friends. Welcome.
I think you said he's in Silkshore.
Hey.
No, he's not in Silkshore. Here he is. He's in Night Market. Okay, so which makes sense because your turf is in Night Market, your hunting grounds rather.
We try to do stuff there,
and
when we remember, much like slippery things and engagement roles,
And load.
Yeah, whatever.
Most of the crime.
All right, so you want to recruit these kids. I think that this is the right time to take a break for me to figure out what's going to happen here. Because, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. But it's fine. It's good. Keep me on my toes. And when we come back, then we will try to make some kids work for us.
Wow, the way you phrase it makes me not want to do this plan now.
Labor laws don't exist yet. It'll be fine.
But just because it's a law doesn't mean you should do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Of all the immoral things that... So what you're going to say instead is you would rather them work for somebody much worse than you.
Wow. I would rather hire them to not be informants, but just to hang out in where we live. And
so you just want to hang out with a bunch of kids?
You just want to contribute to the delinquency of a juvenile?
They don't have to hang out with us. They just hang out in the rail yard doing whatever they want. And then we give them
Sounds like Rain
food.
just wants them to be housed.
Yes, I want them to be happy and free, not to... Anyway.
All right.
I'm going to be at that for like an hour.
Well, now the whole world knows that. Oh, no, not the whole world.
Cannot have my babka.
The 5 people watching,
sale.
which includes, like, there's mostly... It's a big chunk of those people are right here in this chat anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hello, though, to the 3 of you who actually are watching.
Wow.
Don't like babka?
But did you say vodka?
Babka. It's like hyper dense brioche from Russia.
If you read more Google, you would know this, Kyle.
These are words that y'all are saying that I picked up Russia and brioche, which is made from potatoes, so it's like, what I'm hearing is, yes, it is vodka. It's vodka in bread form.
It's bread.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. Probably has a similar calorie
Wait,
count.
is that
It's got a calorie count.
Is that like the black bread? Is that what that is?
Nah, it's like a sugary bread. The black bits are like fudge and cinnamon.
I'm so jealous right now. What is wrong with Jesse?
Kyle wants the bread.
My teeth hurt just thinking of all that sugar.
My jaw hurts.
You know, if you
It's
would
like
floss,
denser than fruitcake.
if you would floss more often, that wouldn't be such a problem.
I have sensitive teeth.
Yeah, because you don't floss.
teeth because I grew up somewhere without fluoride in the water.
Ugh.
Still going for it.
So, we are going to do a score. I had to review this for myself, and that it helped me quite a bit when I did. The bit about the claims. Every claim in Doskvol is already controlled by a faction. To acquire one for yourself, you have to take it from someone else. To seize a claim, tell the GM which claim on your map your crew intends to capture. The GM will detail the claim with a location and a description, which we kind of flipped around a little bit, and will tell you which faction currently controls that claim. You chose the network of urchins in Night Market, which is a fantastic choice because that's your hunting ground, and you have contacts there with a number of vice purveyors and merchants and other people other notables there in Night Market. Interestingly, would you like to guess who these existing informants work for in Night Market?
Is the bill hooks? Please be the bill hooks.
It's not the bill hooks.
Damn.
It's probably the ministry.
Almost definitely.
The ministry?
It's the Wraiths. Do you remember them?
They're the ones that we like incidentally pissed off super early, right?
Yeah.
And we've always just been like, who are we negative with? And the Wraiths come up and we're like,
you're at neutral with them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, the Rays now are the Rays those aren't the newspaper
Those are the
people,
thieves.
right?
Those are the
thieves.
they're like spies. They're basically
Right.
They are a mysterious crew of masked thieves and spies They specialize in the theft of luxury items and intelligence gathering for clients to use as blackmail. And they're super, pretentious because not only do they all wear a mask, they also all use aliases. So, the leader is named Slate, and one of their other members is named Loop.
This is like a Gangs in New York thing. Okay.
I feel like I started off in the race and went, "You're too pretentious for me," and then left because you just described eyes.
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately it's true. What tier are they?
They are
7. It's fine.
Tier 2.
Okay.
You are tier 1.
All right. I was like, good thing Char's not here.
And you only need 2 more rep to tier up anyway.
Right. And also, when Wythe goes to jail this next time, our tier will be +1 because I have jailbird now. So.
And I mean, you have other stuff for jail. Like you have a claim in jail, and y'all don't forget that from an earlier score. I forget which one. You have 2 drug doses of any alchemical drug. 2 doses of any alchemical drug that you want to pick from the book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was just leaving those for the person who tinkers with drugs and the person who uses drugs to use them, which would be Eyes and Rhodes. Even though I don't think either of them were at the score that got those.
No, but I remember us being like, these 2 are going to like these things.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's literally the first thing listed on the notes for the crew.
Hey, we finally got rid of those blue coat uniforms, didn't we?
Nope.
Shit. That's what I was going to use that downtime action for. I thought we had another thing. Anyway, let's go. Let's do this score. Let's do it.
So, you need a plan and a detail.
All right, they're pretentious, Beryl. How do you feel about pretentious people who wear masks? Do you want to punch them?
So, the masks, that's its own thing. You can be non-pretentious and wear a mask.
I just feel they just sound pretentious because they're like, "Hello, my name is Slate, and our group has a secret sign language that only we know."
Yeah. So does every single, industrial worker. They have some symbols that they know. Fuck you guys. Fuck you.
All right, so do we want to just assault them? I feel like
I would love to assault pretentious people.
I mean, I just feel like we shouldn't because we're technically shadows, so we get better.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I feel like it'd be real hard to assault a group of thieves that we know nothing about.
Why don't we just use stealth and use our newly acquired underground maps and things to...
True.
As our...
Why don't we... And also gain experience for us, our crew, if we use espionage, sabotage, or theft. Let's go back to being shadows.
Yeah. What?
I'm bored with shadows. I was bored with shadows the minute we picked it, so if we could...
We're bravos now.
Yeah, I want to be a bravo. I want to get war dogs and just be at war with everybody. It's cool.
Still, someday I'm going to run a campaign of cultists. Someday. Not today.
You definitely need to start out with that so that people are more inclined to want to get spoops and culty.
Either that or something like Hawkers to do a bunch of Sparkrite stuff. But anyway, that's not where we are right now. Sorry.
I mean, for me, though, if I did a unified crew, I would definitely want to do smuggling because I feel like that's an underutilized... I don't know if it's not interesting for people. When they're criminals, they want to be doing stabby stab shit.
So just when you choose...
I love the idea of the subtle crimes.
Yeah.
When you choose the plan and supply the detail, which you might need to do a gather information for, you are on your preferred hunting ground. So you have an extra downtime activity to contribute to this score, and you have +1 die to gather information contributing to this score because it's on your hunting ground.
Okay.
This time I'm going to remember those 2 things. So
one thing are our maps of the underground not sufficient enough? If we're this is where their base is, where do our underground
Your
tunnels...
underground maps are not metaphorically underground. They are easy passage to the underground canals, tunnels, and basements of the city.
Right, that's what I mean. Can we use that as our entry point? Or do we have to investigate that more?
I mean, you still need to figure out where they...
Okay, well, I will study...
Okay.
Oh, go. Sorry. Just feel free to go.
You first.
I don't want to go.
Forda, what do you got?
I just want to study these maps so that we have an entry point. That's all I was going to say.
You want to study the maps to see if you can figure out where they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I get an extra die for that, right?
You do get an extra die.
Okay.
And don't forget, y'all do get also, if you want it, you don't necessarily have to, a downtime action for something that's specific to planning this score. So, like if you're going to acquire an asset or something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I got a 6.
You got a 6. So, with that, I will tell you that.
And a 1, but let's ignore that 1.
We actually do just ignore
that.
We don't need to care about the 1 at all.
I know, but I thought I would mention it for the other people that are listening so that they would know how close our gang is to being...
You also got a 5, though, so...
I know. I'm trying to raise the tension so people want to watch us, Kyle.
We're working on branding.
I mean, it's basically us.
You can play this for us anyways.
The raids.
That's true.
The raids are not. Their lair is not underground. That's what you. That's. You can ask a couple of follow-up questions because you got good.
Right. So what I would like to do is study again. I'm not going to. I don't mean study
re-roll.
again, but with my I know. But with my study, I would like to make sure that because we have these maps, the best place for us to pop out from this canal or underground tunnel to a race base as close as we could without alerting anybody around us. Right.
I think you need to figure out where they are first. I don't think you know where they lair.
Oh, we don't know that they're in Night Market, even though we
know they're in Night Market. You don't know what Night Market's a whole city district.
Okay.
So I think that you need to figure out where they are if you're going to go straight to their base. If that's because it sounds like you want to do some kind of a plan that is like.
Yes, Jesse. Jesse definitely has something that she would like to say to us.
I'm sorry. I was looking down. I'm sorry, Jesse. I wasn't ignoring you. I just wasn't looking at the screen.
I was waiting for you to look up anyway. I was being very patient until Chase.
I mean, making large arm movements to make sure that people were paying attention to. I'm not sure if that's.
I don't know.
Necessary.
I just got some. I just got some Chase MR in my ears.
We all did. This is more of a. I have something, an idea, and then.
Okay, what's your idea? Please, Jesse, please.
My idea is because I can now summon ghosts. I want to summon a ghost and compel it to find out where they are.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wait, why couldn't you summon ghosts before?
I mean, it could, but like
she got a special ability.
Them.
Oh, okay. All right, okay, compelling.
The compel part was the.
Right. Okay. I was like, wait, you couldn't summon ghosts this whole time? What, were you a faker? You're like, yo, I'm a whisper.
I could.
Ghosts.
I don't even know if I could summon ghosts. I could see ghosts.
Everybody can try to summon them.
Yeah, that's what having no dots in a tune gets you.
So. Yeah, I would say if you want to do that, your fortune roll, you're going to lose a die for your moderate harm. And I think you also lose a die because in a fortune roll, I can't really just set your effect level lower. But I think I think that just telling a ghost to wander around a district and find their lair is going.
I mean, I guess it depends on. Like, I just assumed that there were random ghosts in Doskvol. Like,
absolutely, you could. Yeah. But you don't know where to send it, so it's just going to wander. Once you compel it, you're going to have it just wander the whole city district to find where the wraiths are.
Yeah. What else is it going to do? Stand in one spot and stare at a wall?
Well, I mean, you have worked with... So, as a reminder, you have done some amount of work with them before, at the very start of the campaign, you could just try to do a gather information... Well, no, that is a gather information roll. Yeah, you can do a tune, but it's going to be at -2 die.
Okay.
Yes, would you like some help with that? Or...
I would love some help with that, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Would you like to, like... maybe it's... we've done some work with them before, so, like, I know a general area, and I need you to help me guide you so I don't walk into people.
Yeah, I mean, I was
my sword.
It was yeah. My name is Inigo Montoya. Okay. Yeah, no, I feel like it's more like you're pushing yourself extremely hard, and I think White just like keeps you upright and is like holding on to you.
I still have residual headaches from when I was working so hard. Okay.
Yeah, how much stress do you have available?
How much stress do I have available? I have 5 stress available.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Better than I thought, anyway.
Submit. Oh, how do I... you know what? I'm just going to roll one dice. I don't want to... Cancel. Boop. Oh, wait. I need to roll 2 dice. Wait, I forgot. I need to roll 2 dice.
All right.
No, both ones.
Oh!
Hooray!
Good thing this was not an action roll. This was just a fortune roll.
That's all right. Those are my 2 bad rolls.
So bad result for... yeah, just straight up, your ghost wanders around, and you tell it to find the Wraith's base, and it determines all these places where all these other ghosts are hanging out. Other Wraiths, just not...
I was gonna say, it's like, that's the Wraith. That's the Wraith over there.
Oh my god, it's like,
I'm a Wraith.
Wraith?
Yeah, are you being Wraithist?
Oh no.
Help.
Help, please.
Help.
I said help. All right. Now you know what my kids put up with all day, every day. This level of dad joke.
That's
At
all
the
right.
end of the day, I still use my ghost powers, and I get experience for that.
Okay.
Yep,
So you need to find their... Because it sounds like you're wanting to do a stealth plan to trespass unseen, and you just need to find the point of infiltration, is what it sounds like you're doing.
Yep.
I don't know why you're going to force them to turn over the informants, but okay.
I mean, we get in there and knock them around, and then they're scared of us, and we take their children.
Or
that
we
sounds
take
a little bit
something
more
for
obvious.
blackmail.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or we find out why the urchins are working for the Wraiths. Like, what do the Wraiths have over the urchins?
Yeah, we can sabotage that relationship.
And if we sabotage... I'm joking, Coconut.
Oh no, Coconut!
Stop choke, Coke.
It's the coconut killer.
If we sabotage that experience...
Yep.
We'll miss you.
Goodbye. It was nice knowing you.
All right.
Goodbye, Coconut.
We are whisperless. All right. So who wants to do a different kind of gather information again with an extra die, which probably, well, we've already narrated the result. Don't forget you get an extra die in your gather information rolls here. Who else wants to do a gather information roll? Forda, what do you got? What does Rhodes got?
so thwarted in his previous plan, he takes to the streets, and he's just gonna start. I don't know. I imagine him going out there and just kind of seeing where the urchins themselves are going and seeing who they talk to and interact with to see if he intercepts one of those raids and then can follow said wraith.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. This makes a lot of sense.
Welcome back, Jesse.
Jesse, are you still alive?
Yes, but now there's a train.
Okay.
A ghost train full of coconuts.
So it sounds like, and I'm just making sure that I understand what you're talking about. Well, let me ask you this: what action do you think that is?
It's either gonna be survey or prowl, and I don't know which.
Prowl is just to not be seen. Survey is to gather information about opportunities or exploits. Hunt could be it also, to hunt a target and gather information about it.
True.
I think survey and hunt are, in this case, I think hunt might be a little bit better, but survey could work.
So, can anyone help me with this? I'm also going to be pushing myself. For an extra dice.
I mean, you get an extra die anyway.
But more die. More dots.
The reason I say this is because I have 0 in it.
You don't have any survey?
Nope.
Oh, I mean, I have survey.
I don't have hunt.
But
I'd rather try hunt.
I have survey.
I mean, I've already rolled
You have
studies.
hunt. So. Why don't you hunt? Rhodes.
I don't have hunt.
Oh, you don't have hunt.
Sorry. Either way,
I would love to help.
I'm gonna push myself.
You get 1 die because you're in your hunting grounds.
Okay.
I would love to help you. Trying to think of how I could narratively.
Yeah, because you can't see.
Beryl is already helping.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can.
Wow. This is
like
ableist
3 extra
stuff.
dice.
You get an extra die for the assist. You get a location, and what was the third one for?
Pushing myself.
Okay, that's 3 die.
Okay.
There's
Thank goodness.
6.
Hopefully 2 6s and 3 gather information rolls will be enough to locate something.
Yeah. I think that at this point, you know that they make their lair. They have a secret lair. That's the thing. It's not just... It's like you have a hidden lair. Yep. So do they. And it's in a tower in Silkshore. That's why it was hard to find it. Because you had to follow them over to Silkshore. Now, you did your gathering in Night Market, because that's one of the places that is definitely their hunting grounds as well. So, like, that was legit that you had all that, but it's what ended up happening. You had to follow them over there to Silkshore. So, now you have your point of infiltration is this tower. Assuming that you want to infiltrate and not assault, which is also fair.
Stealth in with our underground maps as tools, because I feel like that still helps us.
It helps you get there without them noticing you're on your way.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. Also, I want to make a point of mentioning that Wythe tells Eyes anytime there's a change in any surface that we're walking on, and is like, okay, it's rough cobble, and okay, we're going across a bridge, just so that they have an understanding of where we are.
So are you telling me that Wythe has adopted Eyes?
I mean, I think
since he doesn't have a little sister anymore, now Eyes is
I think Wythe, it might be some of that, right? But for Wythe, it's more like we are taking an impaired person in our crew on a mission, and to make sure that this is successful, they need to have as much information and not feel like they're flailing around and being lost all the time. It's more about competency of the group. And then and then more in the madness of his own brain. I remember doing this for my family.
I will remember. Anyway,
no, it's "Quiet Uptown" by Hamilton is actually the song that plays when they're walking.
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I just look.
Y'all keep talking about all these musical theater shit, and I'm like, okay. That's fine.
Look, musical theater is my thing. I'm into it. So
that's fine. That's nothing.
So many of my references.
There's no need to apologize.
Specifically, is my thing.
Of course it is.
I listened to it for 3 months straight. So
the weekend we visited Taryn, we listened to the entire album 4 times.
Oh my god! So you need to choose your load. Load. Don't forget your load.
Load.
Light.
So we're entering from underground ?
Sounded like you're using underground tunnels to get to it, and then going up into the tower. That was what you described to me.
Into normal there.
I'm gonna be normal because
How about Rhodes?
I just want Rhodes to be heavy, just following us around with all this shit.
All this stuff
We gotta break through walls.
He's gonna wear light. He's gonna
Okay.
come in light.
You're gonna blend in. You're faster, less conspicuous. You blend in with citizens, and then the other two of you look like a scoundrel ready for trouble.
Listen, if Eyes needs to get away, she's gonna stumble away very quickly.
I want to get away. Anyway,
I wanna fly.
So,
away.
one die for your fortune roll. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? I don't think it's particularly bold or daring.
It would be if we were walking up there in a heavy load down the street, not using the tunnels, and go straight up to the door.
Now that said, does it expose the vulnerability of the target, hit them where they're weakest? I don't hit them where they're weakest, but I think if you're coming up from beneath the tower, I'll give you a die for that.
Nice.
Yay!
From under is usually a vulnerability.
From under.
From down under? You call that
No,
a knife?
it's a kind of cheese. But anyway.
Okay. I was just going for the crocodile.
Chase knows what I'm on about. Do you have any
doesn't.
friends or contacts to provide aid or insight? So, while y'all are thinking about whether you do, let me look at Silk Shore real quick.
No. I mean, I don't think we have anybody
I don't
that
think so.
knows anything about a race or like tunnels.
There's people in Silk Shore that Eyes wishes that she knew, but...
Look, there's people everywhere that I wish Wythe knew. But that doesn't help us with anything.
Yeah.
You talk about those sisters in Silk Shore?
Oh, the Dimmer sisters?
Are they?
Is that a different area?
I think it's a different area. I was thinking about a particular medium who operates out of Silk Shore, but that's another thing. Anyways, so you don't have any friends or contacts to provide aid or insight.
I mean, unless Cricket wants to help us get through the
canals and
the canals quicker, or using more.
I feel like as soon as Cricket sees Eyes, they're gonna.
Right. No, I know. I mean, I understand, but Cricket is still on our list, so that's all. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Cricket may not. Cricket may not actually belong in that list anymore.
What did y'all do to poor Cricket? I thought you didn't.
Cricket.
No,
he
strung
up by Nirix.
Yeah, Nirix's ghost friend.
And then there was the thing where they did
studied his runes.
Traffic jam and the boat steal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were tapped out after yeah.
Okay.
Cricket doesn't know about Eyes' obsession.
Right. No.
Skin,
thank goodness.
It's all of the other things.
There's so much. So much.
You could also just look. I'm just saying, it's an excuse for you to touch Cricket. I can't see right now. Can you help me? Oh, what's this?
The target is not a lower tier. In fact, they are tier 2. You are tier 1.
1.
Yeah. So you lose a die for that.
We lose a dice. Yep.
Where did my little rolling thing go? There we go.
See, Jessie needed to be in 2 Blades in the Dark games for her to finally learn the rules enough to give.
Listen, this other Blades in the Dark game, I wish Words needs to make an appearance in this game because I'm too good at being Words.
Well, I mean, you could always just have Eyes take off and then have Words show up.
I mean, I guess if Eyes takes the next session off, then she'll use that downtime to heal.
So,
Right.
Just like die or go to prison, like Rand's character.
I think this is. I think we're just going with 1 die.
Really? Oh my god! Great, grand. Let's do it.
Fantastic.
But you got a 6.
Nice. All right.
I will
good.
accept that dab, Chase. I will accept that.
I was looking away intentionally so that I didn't see it.
So you're in a controlled position.
Damn it! I looked right when you did it.
The action starts. So let me think. You are coming up from beneath, right?
Yes.
You are. I'm trying to find something here while I'm vamping. Just give me.
And as we go upstairs,
what
Wythe is like 1, 2, 3, step 1, 2, and it's like a
dance
routine.
Oh my gosh!
But he's helping Eyes up the stairs. Like, and step 1, 2, 3, step.
Eyes is like, why? Thank you. But but I do get the rhythm of steps. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that you're ready and prepared for what's about to happen.
If there is something that isn't a step in front of me, please let me know. But if it's a step, I think I got it.
So you're in a controlled position as we begin. And as we begin, you are in the tunnels beneath this tower at a locked door above you. You don't hear any sounds, but this door is locked and is your first obstacle. How do you get past that?
Can we use the passkey that comes with our maps? Does that allow us to open this door?
I think that's what got you to here underneath.
Okay.
That.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't also useful for the doors that lead down.
So, since tinkering went so badly earlier today, I feel like Rhodes is in a wrecking mood, but he's been practicing.
Wait, are we stealthing or are we just assaulting? I feel like there's a complete difference.
He's been practicing on making it quiet.
Oh, that's right. You got sabotage. Yeah, you got sabotage. All right. Sorry. I retract that. Sorry. I forgot.
You got the thing.
It's a really cool ability.
I finally invested in it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yes. Okay. So a rec roll. You are definitely in a control. I think it's a controlled standard. You want a devil's bargain? Or are you just going to go for it?
So I will entertain the devil's bargain.
I think... I mean, the obvious devil's bargain is you get the extra die, but it's not as quiet as you think it is.
I think I will trade position for effect.
Risky great?
Yeah. Nice.
I approve of this.
Okay.
Everyone liked that.
Anyone helping out? Or nah? It's fine if you don't.
I can hand you tools.
Yeah, no.
I'll hand you the wrong tools, but I can hand them to you.
If this goes wrong, I'm here to slam my hand over the door lock just in case it explodes on you.
No, I'm not going to push myself yet. Okay.
4 in a risky roll. So you do it. Okay. So tell me about, first of all, tell you about how you wreck this door open. But quietly, apparently.
So he has made use of some of his chemicals and not quite arc welding, but using it to very finely get around the lock and into the lock in such a fashion that he can just finesse it and push it open.
You do that, but there's a complication, which, as a rules reminder, you can choose to resist and just pay stress for. You're going to be in a desperate position because there's a couple of guards. They didn't hear you, but they just see the thing open up.
All right. I'm going to try and resist that.
You don't. You just resist it and just roll. Right. Tell me how you're resisting them seeing you, and then you roll the appropriate thing.
So, the door starts to open, and I feel like Rhodes sees, feet or something, and then it's just let that fall back closed.
Okay, but it is unlocked now anyway. So, yes. That seems like prowess, so you would just...
Hang on. Let me retcon that. As he sees what looks like feet, he's gonna try and throw out some smoke bomb or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something. Because I got those. I got some smoke bombs.
Okay. So
but before he throws that out there, he does let it close and relays to to Bart and everybody else. We've got guards. I'm gonna throw out some smoke bombs.
I'm not even gonna charge you stress for that. You're expending one of your things on it. So yeah, no, you just do that. And I think what is the effect of the smoke bombs? Does it make them choke? It just blinds them like ninja vanish, or?
As far as I know, it just it's one of those blindness things, but it's a bunch of smoke in an enclosed room. So they're probably coughing.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I will.
Is it the smoke bomb?
Yeah.
Okay, it's difficult to breathe and stings the eyes.
I will immediately go in there with a mask that I have on with like a vial of slumber essence broken over 2 rags and attempt to like
Well, I mean, okay, but
wrestle these people unconscious.
you could do that, or you could just wait for them to leave because this smoke stings the eyes and it's difficult to breathe. So you don't need to do that.
I just don't want them to wander out into a hallway and tell other people
sound the alarm and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right, exactly.
all right. So, yeah, that's gonna be an action roll. What
Sure.
what do you think that is?
As long as Rhodes is done with what they were doing, I just want to make it like
No,
clear. Okay.
Like, so while they're distracted,
Right.
the
I would
guards.
like. Do you want to do a skirmish roll with me, Barrow? Group action, and I will use a vial of slumber essence, and you can like choke out the other one.
I'll
Or you
just-
can attempt to.
you could do skirmish.
Calm his damn head.
I'll just point out that you can do skirmish, but prowl will be more effective.
I have no points in prowl on this character.
Sounds good.
So,
So,
I'm gonna use skirmish.
We're gonna call this risky limited,
Okay.
and then Bart is assisting. Do you want a devil's bargain?
I mean, I'm just gonna push myself.
Okay.
Do you want a devil's bargain?
You can push or take the devil's bargain.
Oh, I mean, it's a group action. Oh, right. Okay, I see. Unless, how much?
Is it a group?
stress
Wait,
do you
wait.
have,
It's a group
Barrow?
action.
Yeah, it's me and Barrel.
Oh, I thought he was doing an assist.
Oh, it can be either one. I was
Yeah,
just.
either.
I think
Yeah,
assist
whatever.
makes. I mean, you can choose.
Okay.
It's your choice. Just as a suggestion, I feel like.
I just wanted to make sure we take out both guards simultaneously, and it's
Yeah.
not like I'm doing one and then the other one.
Oh,
has a
okay, I
chance
got what
to
you're saying.
notice
Well, if
and
you want
get
to do a
away.
group action, that's fine. Who's leading it?
Yeah.
How much stress do you have?
I've currently got space for 5.
Okay, same. So I mean, I'll just lead it then.
Okay.
And I'll push I'll push myself.
Yeah. All right.
If that's okay with you. All right. And you said risky limited.
Right.
I'm gonna trade desperate standard.
All right.
Samesies.
Okay.
Tell me what you're doing to make it extra effective, but
Well, that's
more
weird.
desperate position.
It didn't give me the other die. Okay. Hold on one second.
How many die do you normally have in skirmish?
2. I have 2. Well, there's a 6.
Yeah, but you
Now let's see if we
just
can
roll
get
a
a
die.
crit.
Just roll a die and see. Nope, no crit.
Okay, so it's a 6. Yeah, I mean, I think instead of like coming up behind him, Wythe steps around in front of him, and he sees Wythe, and then Wythe just grabs him by the throat and slams the napkin or whatever of slumber essence into his face, and holds him there and like stares him in the eye the entire time. Instead of trying to be sneaky, he's like aggressively violent.
But it's still pretty quiet. So it takes a minute for the smoke bomb to clear. I think that from there, you look up. There's 2 ways up. There's sort of the stairs, and there's sort of an open lift. But the lift, it's a little bit like the one that a couple of you saw in the Ministry preservation. It's electroplasmic powered, so you can kind of see the bzz, bzz, the electricity kind of powering it. There's like a occasional spark of energy. Which way do you want to go? To go up.
I would like to first, as someone unfamiliar with slumber essence, how long are they going to be out for?
It's like hours, I think, or an hour. I have to look it up, but it's what I have.
Yeah, if it was going to be like, I don't know, like half an hour or something, I was going to suggest we like tie him up or something, but as it stands, I think we can just shove him in the corner.
Yeah, it's slumber essence is for a while. Yeah, I can make sure.
All right. I didn't.
Yeah, and I think
As far as direction goes, Eyes points it at a wall and goes that way.
right. Yeah, I mean, I think we go into the smoke and he hands you like a piece of his torn like shirt and hands it to you, like puts it over your mouth. It's like, cover your mouth, there's smoke. And then you don't have to. But look, he has all of a sudden decided that this is how this character is going to be around you because he sees you as, it's not a good look. It's just he sees you as more helpless. So yeah, it's for an hour, by the way.
I'm pretty helpless right now.
Right. And so he gives you your arm and turns to the crew and says, "Where are we headed?"
Basically the same either way.
And deal with that.
That seems like unnecessary noise.
Does.
Like being more mobile and that I've crawled through a lift before. There's not a lot of space for me if something goes south.
Yeah, and not only that, but we have to contend with the issue of eyes being able to make it. If we take stairs, at least, it'll be
Stairs
easier. Ascent/descent.
I like step.
All right.
It's calf day.
I was gonna say I got to work on my calves.
All right. You've got yourself back into a controlled position after taking care of those guards. Since you are taking the stairs and not the lift, I think, again, as you're going up, you can hear a couple of flights of stairs above you. You can hear a couple of guards kind of talking to each other as they are going about their patrols. How do you want to handle it?
If at all possible, I want to get up to a point where, like, I can employ some of this. I got a blowgun and some darts, and I want to make use of them.
All right. So
just catch one from range, another one of us rushes the other.
So that sounds like Hunt. What you're describing. I mean, you choose.
Why is it that
Why
is it the one mission where Hunt is mentioned more than once?
I told
Char
you to bring
isn't
Char.
here. No, I know. I'm just saying. You've mentioned Hunt more times in this one mission than we've ever used.
I'm just saying
in like any other mission.
To be clear,
like irony.
It's
mostly.
I'm saying that what you're describing sounds like Hunt, not that you should do it. It's more like the one time you're not bringing Char, y'all are deciding to hunt.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I just feel the loss of Char and his prowl and his Hunt in my soul. Anyway.
I'm so lost without you. Anyway, so
all I want to do is hunt. Oh, sorry.
So is that what you're? That was more of a question. Is that what you're describing to me, or do you want to do something else?
That was, but I want to try something else now that I've thought about it.
Okay.
If I can get close enough to make use of a syringe instead, that would be great.
So that's probably. I mean, you're just trying to get close without them noticing you?
Yeah.
And then ambush them with close violence?
Yeah.
That's the description of prowl. Is that what you want to do?
That is it. That's what I want to do.
Okay. So this is risky standard. Would you like a devil's bargain?
How many people are there?
2.
Okay, so we're going to need to... You can't take them both out at the same time, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
You can hand the syringe to somebody else, and you can do it as a group action or as an assist.
Yeah.
Give one to Eyes. She'll help.
I mean...
Eyes is just as liable to stab one of y'all.
Give one to Eyes.
The syringe fits in my hand.
Shadows! I can differentiate
whoever is willing to help. Like, this group action can be a thing. Like, we just gotta rush some guards, I guess.
Wythe is also good at, like, theoretically rushing guards.
Right.
Bart
I
can
think...
play backup here.
Sure. Okay, that's fine. If you want to lead a group action, I'll skirmish with you.
This is
Prowl?
No, this would be Prowl.
Oh, I can't do Prowl, though.
I can Prowl.
I can Prowl.
Okay.
Can I...
No. Please don't try.
Rose isn't in the best frame of mind. He absolutely would hand her one if she asked.
If Eyes is like, give me it, I'll help.
Don't give me a syringe, but
Wife
like...
I can give you, like, a rag with something on it.
No.
I want to be clear.
White like pushes.
This is definitely going to be 1 die penalty for whatever Eyes does here.
White says.
Oh, I was
Eyes.
gonna say, can I like? It's not gonna be I can't skirmish or prowl. I just wanted to.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
Can I do a ghostly distraction? Can I like...
Oh, that actually sounds like a
As
way
like a
better
setup?
option.
That's a setup action. You could totally do a setup action.
Okay, that's
Yes.
fine. As long
Can I
as
do a
you're not
setup
getting anything physically handed to you that you have to find somebody's face.
No,
and like,
I want
okay.
to...
Not to say that Beryl thinks that Eyes can't handle herself, but he was resistant if she was getting physical with guards beforehand. Right now, ha.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So if you're going to set up, if you achieve it, any team members who follow up get either a +1 effect or improved position. So we'll see how that looks. So tell me what kind of ghostly distraction you're doing.
I want to attune to the ghost field and see if, and any ghosts that are nearby, just make them a little more like restless and vocal than usual and put people on edge.
All right.
Like distract them towards the ghosts and not.
What kind of lighting is in here? Is it like torches or are they like electroplasm lamps?
Electroplasmic lamps, yeah. Okay. You could also channel electroplasmic energy through it too.
I was gonna say, can I like channel the energy and maybe make them flicker? But like, could maybe some of the lamps start like ghostly wailing instead of a hum? It's kind of a
high-pitched
cry.
shriek startup.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's like those awful fireworks, the whistling Pete's or whatever, that all it does is that terrible sound.
Yeah.
Also fuck fireworks, but
also that.
Is it an Aztec death whistle?
I think that's another name for him, yeah.
Is it really?
No, Aztec death whistle is actually
it's a thing.
Oh.
Yeah. No. It's
yes.
It's not fireworks. Okay.
No.
What is an Aztec death whistle?
Look it up on YouTube after the game. It's exactly as terrible as the name implies. So, okay, so let's get a risky standard attune roll. Do you want a devil's bargain?
Sure. I will entertain one. I will listen to one.
I'm going to tick your spirit will clock.
To completion?
Yeah. Yep.
No, oh god, no. I'm sorry. I'm not saying no to do it. I'm saying no to the giggling that was happening from our physiker. yes. I was like, not that.
I can also tick these clocks as a consequence,
failure.
So it's still possible that it can get ticked.
Well, okay. Question: what am I getting? Any penalties?
Not from your. If you are just
not for a tune.
Not for a tune.
Not for.
I think we had talked about that, but not for this kind of. I don't know what kind of use of a tune would get a penalty. I don't know, but certainly not this one.
More somatic components.
I will not take the stats target.
Okay. Oh, I'm so interested. I'm glad that I remembered that we have this clock right now, though.
I'm not, to be honest.
I love clock.
All right. So let's...
time is a lie.
Risky standard. Let's see what happens. You could push yourself.
You could trade position for effect.
You could do desperate great. Tell me how you're being extra with the attune, though. I want to hear that.
I want... I don't know. I think I'd want... Ooh, okay. First off, eyes start glowing again, but they're like kind of flickery. I want it so that there's those ghastly wails, but if you stare at the light, like if someone were to start staring at these lights that are suddenly emitting ghostly wails, there's, you know how when you stare at a light, you kind of get that halo effect? Well, you get the halo effect, but it almost looks like a face that's like breaking out and screaming and then fading back into
I dig it.
This is some sphere shit. I am out.
And you may be overreaching yourself to do this. That's why it's a desperate great. So you got.
But listen, I can't see and I'm trying real hard. Dang it.
You are.
Good work.
I want to be a good. Oh, you know what? Maybe I will push myself.
You want to be a good, but how much stress you got? You got 5 stress list?
I've got 5 stress.
You can do it.
And I'm not going to do any rage tonight.
That's a 6. That's
nice.
A 6. Damn,
Good
I was all ready to tick that clock as a consequence, but instead you got a 6.
Rude. I got a 6 and 2 twos.
And that XP. I'm gonna keep
and that XP.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's taken me a while, but I know how to play Blades now.
I mean, so...
Whatever, I needed Rand to remind me of the 2 dings that I just got from the Desperates.
So, as you do this, you all hear... and the lamps, like you see, those of you who can see the lights kind of turn into like the skulls in like the mirror in a haunted house and kind of push out. And the guards are flipped the fuck out right now from this. As am I. And now this is when a couple of you are going to rush forward with syringes. So instead of it being risky, it's going to be controlled because they're distracted by this.
Fantabulous.
So...
who's doing the rushing?
It's you and Rhodes. It's whoever's leading. That's the question.
I've got space for 5 stress. How much you got? You are muted.
I've got enough. Thank you. So I can lead the thing.
You the best.
Let's see. I'm going to trade position for a dice. Just to give myself a better chance.
So you're going to risky standard?
I forgot that you could do that.
So
you can do that? Oh, cool.
I am also going to do that.
I think that's how I could do that.
I didn't know you could trade for an extra die.
I knew you could trade for effect, but I thought also an extra die.
I think you could push yourself for the extra die.
Huh.
Let me see. I'm not saying you're wrong.
And I think you can push yourself for effect.
Yeah.
Right, I just don't
Maybe
think...
that's what I'm misremembering.
I just don't think you can trade position for an extra die.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, though. I mean...
Yeah, I don't think you... I'm not aware of that. How's that?
Yeah, I think that it was conflating the pushing for effect with.
Right, okay.
I'm gonna keep looking while y'all are doing that, though.
So I'm going to push myself then for the extra dice.
Valid. And these... I forget what the effects of a setup action are.
You got the improved position.
Oh, yeah.
So you're controlled. That's what that means.
Yeah, we just went over that.
Okay, so when you push yourself, you can push yourself to add 1. You take 2 stress, and you either add a die to your roll or you add a level to your effect. Yep.
So that's 1 stress and a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 stress and a 5. Thank you. And you put yourself in a risky position to do that. So, yeah, you do it. But there's a complication. Oh, there's a consequence, which again you can choose to resist if you so choose. But in the ensuing melee, Bart gets stabbed with the syringe as well.
I mean, oh,
Bart,
I would like to resist that.
Okay, yeah. So you resist
because
it. That doesn't happen.
I'm not sleepy yet. It's not my bedtime.
So you're probably resisting with prowess, I bet.
Yeah, just slap myself awake or something. I don't know.
Or just kind of dodge out of the way, maybe something like that. Yeah. So
move your hand in the way so it shatters.
So you take 4 stress.
Did you just no?
Yes. That's it.
You have 1. You have 1 stress left, right?
No.
Yes.
I pushed myself for that.
He had 3.
Oh, you pushed it. Oh, you pushed yourself.
Yeah. So he had 3. He just took 4 stress.
Okay.
So
I was expecting to roll maybe a 4 across 4 dice.
Sweet. Well, welcome to your second trauma.
All right. So what happens? You still resist the thing.
Yeah.
What happens?
But you're like out. You're like peace out.
You're out of the action. Right. What I'm asking is,
maybe
you're left for
you
dead.
Like drag this person off with you.
No, I was gonna say maybe you're like sleepwalking now. so
Maybe?
not only does wife have to help me around, we're just gently nudging the direction that you need to go in.
Like I've managed to maintain consciousness, but that is the bare freaking minimum.
You are standing up. That's it.
You're like, I gotta go, guys, and you kind of crawl away.
Yeah.
All right. So, you're getting close to the top now. But again, there's a locked door at the top of the staircase. What do you all do?
I have burglary tools. I have lockpicks. Anyone want to use them?
Why don't you use them?
I was like,
I would.
I can do this.
I can't,
Tinker with
but I
the
would.
thing.
Your burglary tools, which all of you have.
Which all of us
I'm
have.
not. I mean, look, I don't have anything in prowl or wreck or tinker.
But you have a leech.
I mean, for me, I'm gonna use foresight. And one time, while Rhodes was practicing on locks, is what I imagine. How are you gonna do this? Are you gonna use burglary tools, or are you gonna use like saboteur again?
I'm actually going to use my fine tinkering tools.
Okay, tinkering tools. So
just take the door right off its hinges.
So one time when Rhodes is tinkering on a door, trying to like unlock it in like a very fabulous way, I think Wythe comes up behind you and is like, has the teacup, takes a sip, and is like, you know, there's a technique that we learned in the Force about some of the most masterful locksmiths. We're all mandatorily required to use this move. I, of course, don't like to do this. I have no manual dexterity or will to pick locks. But here and here, and he like points at the lock. He's like, these are the 2 weak tumblers. Help yourself. And then just like walks off. And yeah, condescending as always, but some help for you. I don't like doing this. You can do the labor, but...
And like, at that time, Rhodes, like he does it, it clicks, it does the thing, but he's just got this face of just, how dare you be right?
Yeah, exactly. God, I'm so glad that I lay this on thick enough that you all can pick up exactly what white this is supposed to be like. Okay.
So... That's
back in the present.
Yeah.
Back in the present. So we said, okay, so you're doing tinker.
Yep.
With fine tools.
Yep. Please remind me what that does for my
That gives you a plus
potency,
1 to
usually.
potency. Actually, it's quality, but
is it quality? Oh,
yeah, it's quality, but it works out. I'm going to say that you are risky, but with the potency from your fine tools, I'm going to call it risky great.
Okay. In which case, I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna. No.
Please don't push yourself. Oh my god. I mean, it's cool. You can do it.
Push yourself.
You get an extra die from wife helping.
Or you can, if you want to push yourself, I'll give you the devil's bargain opportunity.
What's the bargain?
Hang on, I gotta.
The spirit well opens up. God damn it.
No, I don't think that's right here. I do, however, think that we could, let's see, not heat, but while I'm thinking about one, does anybody else want to offer them one while I'm looking at it up? I want to look up something here.
Yeah, I mean, I think... So we go back to this memory of White being condescending and like a jerk, and you stab him in the leg after you're done picking the lock because you're just so frustrated with him.
I mean,
that would be my devil's bargain.
Also,
Okay.
Looking at the choices, the opportunities for yes, certainly unintended harm or collateral damage is certainly a possibility there. You could also we could add +1 heat from leaving evidence.
No, I think I'll pass on the devil's bargain.
All right.
I did bump it down from risky to desperate to give myself extreme effect.
Wow.
So how are you doing that? I'm curious. I mean, you absolutely can. I'm just curious about how it looks.
So, like, he takes this advice because he recognizes the make of this particular door lock combo, and he's just like, okay, all right. And, like, in doing this, make sure that the first thing he puts through that door is some kind of, like, trance powder or some sort of something in case somebody's on the other side. Because, you know what? Let's learn from our mistakes.
All right, so desperate extreme.
Ooh, 4.
4. You do it, but there's a consequence.
And it's a desperate, so...
Yeah. And that...
Please don't have the trance powder blow back on us. Please don't have the trance...
Are you suggesting that? Because it sounds like you're suggesting that.
No, I'm just saying, don't have that happen, because then it'll be an entire party of zombies that are like, let's go and, gonna show up at the top of this tower and be like, give us your information.
Yeah, I think that you're already desperate. You're not pushing yourself, but you're put yourself in a difficult situation. I think that as you... Okay, no, it's easy. Not easy, but okay. That you have reduced effect. The trance powder, for whatever reason, doesn't work right when you try to fire it through the lock. It gets caught on it. And you open it there. And there, standing in front of you in this office at the top of the tower, is the leader of the Wraiths, you know as Slate. And she looks at you all. She's got jet black hair, very, very short behind her. She's got, all of her clothing is, this same very, very, very non-reflective black clothing. And she doesn't have her mask on right now because she's in her office. And she looks at you, and this is a high-end thief and spy. And so I think she's gonna immediately run forward with her knife to the throat of Rhodes, who's kneeling at the door.
Okay, so this is not a good time for Wythe to whip out his fine identifying papers and be like, blue coats. Okay.
If only Bart were here.
Yeah.
If only.
All right. So
time to resist.
If only I remembered that armor was a thing that I specifically took.
Hang on. I heard a key word there. Did I hear that Rhodes is going to resist the consequence?
I mean, if this is a consequence and not something to
you can resist
act against.
So here's the thing: resisting the consequence was the trance powder not working.
Okay.
Which you can resist.
Which would mean we get...
No, because I like this that is coming at us. I thought you meant I cannot make an attempt to stop her as she's coming at me.
Now, the consequence to resist would be the trance powder, because that would mean that she was knocked out or affected in some way, at least.
So, do you want to get into a melee, or do you want the trance powder to be
clear, this is a high-end NPC. This is not a mook.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a boss fight, y'all.
Which would mean, yeah, it sure would be nice if we had somebody who
could fight.
Who could see also. Okay, so
yeah, I'll resist that.
Okay, I want to point out to you, because I want you to make an informed mechanical decision here. You have 3 trauma and 3 open stress.
Yes.
Yeah,
I just making sure you. That's all. It is completely your choice. I'm not suggesting you should do one thing or another. If you resist, tell me how you resist. That's all.
And I resist this by pushing Rose.
I feel
out
like
of the
you
way.
don't. I don't think you resist this. I think I'll step in front of the blade when she comes and stabs you, right? So I'll resist that. But don't resist this, because we're going to need eyes to like attune to their brain stem and try and blow it up. And then you're going to need to
if
shoot
you're going to
them.
take this hit for me, Rhodes is going to come up with
I
another syringe and try.
I only have 3 stress, which is not good for...
I have a question. What is that bodyguard thing that... I realize that Bart's not here. But what does that normally do?
The bodyguard thing...
gives you an extra die when you resist.
Oh, when you resist protecting their...
Yeah.
Okay, the protect teamwork maneuver lets you face a consequence for it. That's what it is.
All right.
You can face
Unless
danger
Eyes
for a
wants
teammate.
to...
Yeah. Okay, I got you now.
Eyes wants to resist.
What?
I mean, unless Eyes is going to try and step in front of this whole thing and get stabbed or whatever. I don't know. I'm not...
I said, like, I was going to shove Rhodes out of the way. That's
and then get stabbed instead.
I don't know. It could be like a shove in opposite directions. We both wang our heads on the wall really bad. I don't know.
Okay, I mean it's up to you.
But I also only have 3 stats.
Shit, so all of us are fucking...
Yeah, but I mean, y'all just decide who wants to.
We have to. No, I know.
Or you can decide. She didn't stab Rhodes. She put a knife to her throat, not through her throat.
Oh,
his throat?
Okay.
Rose's throat?
So in that case, Rhodes is going to say, "Good evening."
Okay. All right.
I mean,
there is a knife.
I'm not actually being stabbed yet.
There's a knife at Rhodes's throat, and she looks into his eyes, and she says, "Give me one reason why I shouldn't kill you right now."
And that's when the cover identity papers flip open. And White is like, grinding from Blue Coat Special Services. We're here for an inspection of this tower for illicit activity.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, that's fine. I'm just saying, like...
So...
Yep.
That's an action roll.
Yep.
Yet you are... What action is that? Is that...
It's going to be sway.
Sway?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's going to be... I got to tell you...
If it has no effect, if that's what you're saying, then I'm not going to do it. And that's fine.
I'm just trying to think of how a faction leader would...
No, that's cool. Okay. Instead of that, a concealed palm pistol shoots out of my hand, and I hold it up to her head, because I'm standing right there.
Oh, we got a Mexican standoff going on.
I'm like, go ahead.
Is that...
Stab my friend, if that's what you... If you're willing to pay the consequences.
Is that...
And that's going to be a sway.
What makes it a... So are you deceiving them or bluffing?
You're still trying...
I'm bluffing them, then I'm going to shoot them in the face.
Oh, you're not... Because you're not really planning to shoot them.
I have a... It's a concealed palm pistol. Like if they stab Rhodes, I will shoot them, but I don't want to, and I have no points in hunt or anything, so it would be a skirmish roll to shoot them.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna...
At this close of a range, kind of.
So this is definitely
that's
desperate.
up to you.
We'll call it desperate...
I can roll a skirmish, too, if you want me to sort of be up in the face with the gun. It's either that or sway. Those are the two things.
I think skirmish makes sense here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's going to be desperate. You're not actually shooting her, right?
No. I'm not going to shoot her.
Okay. Then I'm going to call that desperate.
Unless everybody
limited.
thinks I should just shoot her in the face. What do you think, y'all? Should I just shoot her?
Not ideal because we're trying to keep this quiet, but
I know. I'm asking.
But then again, there's stealth and then there's Russian stealth. Either way.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
So I'm going to call that desperate limited.
What do you think, Bart? What do you think, Chase? Do you think just shoot her? I'm asking you because you're a zombie. All right. I'm going to push myself and I'm just going to skirmish with her and shoot her in the face.
Okay, that is definitely desperate standard.
Okay.
Do you want a devil's bargain? Oh, no, you're pushing yourself, you said.
I'm pushing myself. Yeah. I don't want to.
Oh, with 3 stress left.
6.
Oh!
Yes!
Okay.
Fuck.
Can we flash back?
What is the flashback? You can do
Yeah.
You can do a flashback. We can't retcon what just happened.
No. I want to do a flashback, and instead of bullets, maybe we have trank darts.
I mean, I literally can't. I have a stress left, and I'm saving that just in case something happens. So I can't.
So can I flashback?
Would you have been Okay, so yes, you got to take 2 stress though, because that's an unlikely thing for you to be messing with Wythe's ammo.
I mean, you just tell me that we're going to use trank ammo instead. You don't switch it out.
We flash back to us talking about going in here and trying to keep it DL. And what if things go pear-shaped? And I go, hey, maybe instead of real bullets, we hit up Jira and ask for some trank bullets.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, as long as you let her spend the stress with that, I'm fine.
Yeah. No, definitely she's doing the stress. There's no question.
Yes.
Okay.
About
All
that.
right.
I'm doing this.
That's for sure.
I'm just I can't help.
Understood. No, I get where you're coming from.
And if we're talking about where does that come from? I mean, I have an unusual weapon in my gear, so maybe instead of that could translate to unusual bullets.
I think it's stress and a coin to have bought the unusual bullets from Jira. Yeah, stress and a coin.
I'll do that.
All right.
Hey.
So 2 stress.
Eyes coming in clutch.
Yeah, 2 stress and a coin, or
one stress and 1 coin.
Oh, okay.
No,
all right. Cool.
1 stress and 1 coin. Woo! All right. So at 6, she falls over, ka-dunk, and you're in her office.
To knock her out? That was enough to knock her out in one shot?
Hey, so
you shot her in the face with a trample.
I mean, yeah, but also she could have armor or some shit. I don't know.
I'd like to have a flashback moment because I think it would have been really smart to have brought along a camera of some kind.
Is that not fit in your load?
I mean, I'm not sure. Would that count as a gadget?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Or it'd be subterfuge supplies, right? Subterfuge supplies are also
And I think that in the case specifically of a leech, who is a tinker, I think it just makes sense. That's something to mark your
tools.
Yeah, your tools. Yeah, I'm looking
gadget.
Here.
Is gadget an actual thing? Like a item that you have?
Yeah, gadget is one of the things listed.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, I think that marks your gadget. And that uses up your last load too, so that's good.
So we're not taking any of the papers with us.
No, I'm gonna take a picture of her face.
Oh, okay.
We now know the identity of the leader of the Wraiths.
Nice. There we go.
So, in the room, you look around, and there are clearly journals and notes and so forth. What would you like to do?
I mean, Wythe, shoots her, fucking, shakes, visibly shakes, and is and then
and Rose
sets.
is gonna go, pat, good work.
Yeah, and
set
Barrow.
Eyes will be I told you we needed trank bullets.
Very good call. Sets Barrow on the wall to lean against it like a plank of wood, and then he will just start like loading shit up into like a rucksack, right? He's a normal load, so he's just whatever. Is there something that's specifically want to take more stuff?
Can we burgle them?
I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm
like,
not looking.
We now have blackmail, and I'm gonna leave a note that says, "Play ball or lose your cover."
So here's the thing:
okay.
I am not because I
have
one stress. I am not fucking around with like a safe or anything. We're gonna grab what's in here, and if you guys want to fuck with the safe, that's cool. But White is fucking freaked out, and he's like about to lose his goddamn mind. So he takes everything that's visible, that looks like it's useful, and I can study to find the most useful things that we should take. If that's,
I think that if you want to do a study, or survey, either I think they'll be equivalent for this, and you're just looking for what's most valuable in the context of your score. Yeah. I think that right now you are, I'm gonna say controlled.
Okay.
And controlled standard.
Okay. Does anybody want to help me? Does anybody have stress that they can actually...
Sure. Remind me, is that 1 or 2 stress?
It's 1.
1 stress to help. It's
then
2
yes,
stress.
I can help.
Okay, cool. All right. A bonus die. I mean, eyes can help by looking at the shades of gray that are the books.
That's 6. A 6. Yeah. You find a book with a bunch of notes on what each of the kids in that neighborhood like and what they, what they need, what their families want or what kind of candy they like, et cetera, et cetera. And that's how they're using to keep them as informants.
All right. And so White like snaps the spine of the book closed. He's like, "This is what we came here for."
And there's other books that you could just take as well.
And I'm just and then he just like everything else is incidental, and we'll like
just shove up.
It doesn't matter. He wants to leave now, and so he's like, "Yep, we're good."
All right.
This is cool because now we have possible future ops for the raids.
Yeah.
Possibly.
They hate us.
Yes.
But they'll work for us.
I mean, do they know who we are?
Yes, they are.
They saw my face.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, and they're aware of y'all from before because they had
I was going to say, I bet we find a dossier of us in this office. Hey, can we take that dossier of us?
You took a bunch of documents, so you will...
We'll find out.
And I definitely don't want to make it so that it seems like y'all can't do stuff in this office, but I'm just letting you know what White is doing. So if there's anything else you want to do, please, I'm just like...
So before
it seems like a good time to get out of here.
Listen,
how about you, Eyes?
It was a gunshot.
Eyes will go towards a shiny thing and realize it's a lamp and put it back down. Like,
all right. Okay.
I got it. Oh,
so that's where we're going to conclude that score.
So we get out okay?
You're just going to get out okay. You're in a controlled situation. Yeah, I think it's fair. So let's move to payoff. Oh, this is actually my favorite part. Well, that and making everybody cringe with something super creepy. So take 2 rep per score by default. Does rep carry over, or does it just reset?
I think it resets.
I think that's right.
Because heat carries over.
Yeah, I think you're right. I could never. There's always
because XP carries over, but I'm not sure if rep does.
We'll find out.
Yeah. You got a reputation. You got a reputation away.
Wait. You need 12 rep. When you fill the tracker, reset your rep to, it becomes strong.
Yeah, reset your rep to 0. Yeah, so I'm not going to worry about that.
Reset your rep to 0.
Okay, so you are now tier 2 weak.
Well, no, we have to pay all the coins for it.
All right, well, you are tier 1 strong with full rep. Fine.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if we have all the coin to do it, right?
Yeah, once we sell the blue coin.
So you're going to get 4 coin for the strong box in her office.
Okay.
So you can either put one each or whatever.
Put one in the crew so we can.
Yep. Did
okay,
it.
Then there's 3 coin left.
Yep.
Who's taking the?
Oh, go ahead.
I won't take one. And then because I spent one already, so they should get one at least.
Hey.
So who's not taking a coin?
I'm
not. Ran is not.
I'm not. Wythe isn't taking it. Rhodes can take it.
Rhodes is not taking one, so you have now that extra coin to divvy up.
All right, well I'll take it then.
All right,
and I'm not giving it to Beryl. I don't care how much his kids are hungry.
Beryl gets 1 coin anyway.
Wait, Beryl gets one.
I know, but I'm not giving him 2, even though his kids deserve to eat better, and they deserve a better father. To be honest, now at this point, but
heat. You're gonna get 2 heat for contained.
Nice.
I think it's standard exposure. It's not loud and chaotic, but they do know some stuff about who you are and all of that.
Right, but we didn't murder one gosh darn person. That is impressive, team. Good work.
I don't even know
I'm proud of us.
how to handle that. However, you are going to get extra heat for the situation being on hostile turf.
Right.
So that's 3 heat total.
Silk Shore, right?
Yeah. I put your 3 heat.
Okay.
Let's talk about entanglements. I'm going to roll this twice, and you can choose.
Yeah.
Because we're slippery.
Because you're still only at 3 heat. You're still on the first column of possible results.
Yeah.
The coward's column.
3 and 4.
4.
So you could choose gang trouble, the usual suspects, rivals, or unquiet dead.
What's gang trouble?
Gang trouble, you lose face. One of your gangs causes trouble due to their flaws. You can either lose face and forfeit rep equal to your tier +1, make an example of one of the gang members, or face reprisals from the wronged party.
Hey.
Alternately, somebody can volunteer a friend or vice purveyor for being questioned by the Bluecoats. Alternately, a neutral faction can throw their weight around and threaten you. Alternately, you can have another rogue spirit drawn to you.
So I want to offer up a vice purveyor.
Oh my god. Jesus
What?
Christ.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Again.
Wait a minute. Wait.
He's vice purveyor.
Who's the vice purveyor that you think is most likely to be taken?
Oh, to be taken?
By the
I only have the
Bluecoats.
one vice purveyor.
Yeah, who is your vice purveyor you think is likely to be taken by the Bluecoats?
I only have the Path of Echoes. That's all I have.
Like a member of the pack. Man, you're gonna get kicked
I
out
don't
of
know
another
who.
cult. Jeez.
Oh, it might actually be Melista, the priestess.
Of a forgotten god. Well, then we're going to make a fortune roll to find out if they resist questioning.
It's been a while since we had anything to do with her, but she exists.
The Path of Echoes is going to kick you out, and then you're going to be like, all right, I guess it's Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh now. That's the only one left that I can join.
Nope.
Just start your own
the
cult.
Hand.
No, the hand.
No,
Right.
they're going to... Melissa takes level 2 harm.
Yeah, she gets the crap kicked out of her. Yeah.
Oof.
All because of you. And let's make it clear that when the Bluecoats do this, they tell this person that it's because of you. Like they ask them questions about you, and then they say, this wouldn't be happening except for Rhodes. And then they, break limbs. That's
Wait, is this for questioning or interrogation?
That was... neither. That was the usual suspects.
Oh.
If it had been questioning,
Ooh,
I would have
used
gotten
the
to choose the
wrong
NPC.
table.
Right.
We only have 3 heat. Understood. I'm less confused.
It's all good. That's it for that piece. Now we move to...
So I have a question. If we had leveled up to tier 2 and then done entanglements and then used the one that got us negative rep, since it doesn't carry over, would it just have done nothing?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, why don't we just do that?
But that's why you have to. Yeah. You think in a certain order.
Yep, I know. That's why I was asking if that would be what would happen.
So we've got some downtime. Let's go in the order of. Let's start with Rhodes. Rhodes, you have 2 downtime actions. What would you like to do?
I do. So one downtime action, I would like to. Well, I'd like to persist in finding a buyer for the hand, at least on the surface. Because that makes sense.
Trick Wythe into thinking you're doing the.
So, are you actually looking for a buyer or not?
So, like, I'm putting into the I'm going to do the roll to put into the thing. So I guess.
But you're trying to sell the hand, not the blue coat equipment, right?
Yes. Because I don't want Wythe suspicious.
I would say research it and then flavor it like you're trying to sell it, and Wythe will.
Like you're trying to find. So it's not you're trying to sell it, you're trying to find who would buy it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily putting it out there, you're just researching who would buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call it a 6 o'clock.
Because, like, we got the one listed buyer for the hand, but really I just wanted to know who would buy it, not...
Or is that already... Did we already have that clock?
We have finding a buyer for it.
Oh, okay, it's already there. Okay, great. Yeah, just make your action roll. It's a fortune roll, though. It's not a position and effect sort of thing.
Oh, come on. Make a fortune roll. What should I roll for it? I don't know why I did that. I should roll study for it, because that's what I'm doing. 5.
Yeah, you complete that. You find the buyer. We'll talk later about who that is and so forth.
Cool.
And Wythe is like, oh, good.
Well, in other words,
we can finally be done with it.
You know who would be willing to buy it.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Okay. And I have several ideas, but anyways, doobie-doo. One more?
I'm gonna finish off my further experimentation with the repellent.
Okay.
So that clock is now finished out. And that's because of my analyst.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And what else should I do?
You could sell off that blue coat stuff.
I could, but you know what?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna do that. So don't waste your turn.
Okay, so let's see. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna pass for a minute, and someone else can do some downtime stuff while I figure out what Rose is gonna do next.
Do y'all want to go ahead and tear up now?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, that's fine.
Okay, so let's reduce that. You're spending all your crew's coin.
Yep.
There it goes. Yeah.
But you're now tier 2 weak. Tier 2 weak hold.
And how much stash do we get? It's
you each get 3. Yeah, tier plus 2. So you get 4 stash for each of you.
Okay.
Let me put that in Discord just before I forget.
How close are you all to stash 2 being filled?
I am 1 score away.
Cool.
I'm halfway up to getting stash 3 filled. Yeah.
Wow, you're actually doing like respectable.
So I didn't know that was how stash worked.
You get stash a few different ways, but that's one of them. You also get anytime your own coin fills up, or even if it doesn't fill, when it fills up, you have to put it in your stash.
Right.
But you can at any given time put that coin that you have into your stash. It's just that to take it back out, you have to spend 2 stash to get one coin. Because it's like selling stuff off and whatever.
You know what? I'm just gonna. Hey.
Yeah, I'm 4 away from 2, so.
So,
I'm excited to have nicer clothes.
Chase.
Yeah, Bart's got like real good boots. Like,
yeah.
So, Chase, you can reset your stress to 0.
nah.
And you do not have to, and your vice is considered taken care of this time around.
Yup.
What trauma are you going to take?
I'm not sure. I think I might take a bit and shop on that one.
Shop the trauma? Yeah, that's
Shop
always,
around in the traumas.
It's always a good idea to shop your traumas around, see who's willing to give you the best deal.
Yeah.
So, what are your 2 downtime actions?
So one of them is finally healing up this buttered harm, and I only have 1 tick left in the clock, so
Oh, buttered.
literally any roll gets rid of that.
All right, cool.
And then like the other one, I'm not a long-term plan kind of person. Wythe is gonna sell the blue coat stuff. I'm just gonna do push-ups. I'm just gonna do some prowess training.
Prowess training? I was going to say, what about making out with some demons?
Listen, that's Kyle's shtick.
That's
okay.
Kyle's downtime action.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, if only. I mean,
I'm
what?
just gonna drink whiskey and do push-ups.
At the same time. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Very- Very. Yeah.
It's not... I don't like working out when I'm drunk. It's very difficult for me.
I don't like working out when I'm
valid.
drunk, and I also don't like working out when I'm sober.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like this. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna...
Wait.
My first thing is...
Not yours yet.
What? Oh.
We're going on to
I
Jesse.
thought you said wife. Sorry.
Not yet. I said... Oh, I was going clockwise, so I started with Florida.
Oh, okay.
So, Jesse.
I'm going to indulge my vice.
Good choice. Oh, wait. Oh, that's a good point. Rhodes didn't indulge a vice yet. So, just throwing that out there. Okay, so indulging your vice. What's your vice? Oh, yeah, I remember your vice now. Yeah.
I'm getting real high in my adrenaline charge.
You need assistance getting to the
Haha, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we determined that's another roll that you don't lose a die on. I think we did that last time. Like you don't need to be able to see to get high on opium.
I mean, to be honest with you, if you're doing opium, people hang out in those places and put pipes up to your lips to have you smoke off of them, so that you keep giving them money even if you can't move. Like that's like a actual way to. Anyways,
yeah, and I'm pretty sure at this point I have walked to my vice purveyor and back from my vice purveyor. Not the greatest mind, so I can get there with my eyes closed. Is what I'm trying to say.
Womp womp.
I don't need help getting to my vice purveyor.
All right, so let's.
Hey, I have a 6.
nice.
Very good.
Yay!
Very good.
Oh, so good. Oh, it's so good.
I finally, with all those desperate rolls, I finally leveled up my prowess enough to put 1 in finesse. So now I roll 2 dice on my stress at last for Wythe. I'm excited about that.
And then I am going to continue trying to get slightly better eyesight than I currently have.
So you're gonna get Rhodes to do a
Rhodes.
if Rhodes can do a tinker roll.
I'll
Wait, what is this?
What is what?
If I click the healing. Wait, I don't know if this does it.
Yeah, you don't have the right stuff for it.
Yeah, I don't. But interesting, fascinating.
if you click the bell next to the healing, it randomly puts your harm status up on the channel.
Yeah.
You got a 5.
So you got a 5. So you got 3 ticks on your clock.
Oh, amazing.
Nice. How many ticks for level 2 to go away? 1 more? All right.
1 more. All right. That's all of yours, right?
Yep.
All right. And now we're over to Grind.
Okay, Grind is going to indulge their vice because, yep, nice. 6.
Nice.
Since you only had 1 open, like that was a, yeah.
Yeah. Look, I was really nervous with that shot to the brains that I was just going to fail and be like, oh, I now trauma out. We all trauma out together at the top of this thing. I'm going to sell. I really want to work on following Avi and finishing that clock up, but I'm not going to. I'm going to sell the
blue coat equipment.
Blue coat shit.
Yeah. All right. So what are you using for that? Probably Sway, right?
Sway. Yeah. And I also have a friend who's like a blue coat archivist. If I can use that.
Yeah, get an extra die. Sure. Why not?
Okay. Leverage my way into making the uniform seem nice.
All right. That's it. 5. So the crew gets 4 coin.
Okay.
I'll do that. And
Rhodes, do you want one of those coins? You rejected the one before, but would you like one of these?
No, I will.
Yeah, I stuck it all in the crew's.
Okay.
Crew's.
Cool.
Whatever.
And then I have calculating, and therefore I will give that to Rhodes so that they can indulge their vice, so they don't take 3 trauma and like.
Rhodes still has 1 open downtime action.
Oh, they do? Oh,
and I think
okay.
I want to use it to heal the rest of that clock if I can do that.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Because, like...
Yeah, because I'll just
we need
give them...
our whisper to be able to see.
I mean, White agrees 100% with not having...
If her eyesight is permanently damaged and she's just very, very visually impaired, that is okay. As long as she gets to see shapes and colors.
You just get big, thick frames like what I have for when I work on computers. That's all. That's fine.
Right. All right. So that definitely is going to knock you down to.
You got a 6.
You got a critical.
I got crit.
I need to see something because that's like super awesome. Like.
Wow, nice roll.
I feel like.
I'm tired of being disabled. I just don't want to be it anymore. So
I just not be disabled anymore.
So actually, how many did you have left on that clock? You had 1.
I had 1 tick left.
Okay, you actually it heals you all the way because it's 5 ticks and it carries over. You're all the way back. That was a critical.
I can see.
Hooray!
I still like the visual of Eyes having to wear glasses, so I think she's a little nearsighted now.
Right. Okay.
But now you have the corrective lenses, so it doesn't.
But now I have corrective lenses. Essentially, you fixed my eyes and then gave me some glasses.
I just imagine you have like a visor that when you take it off, it's just to keep people from being freaked out when you take it off. Anyway, however you want.
I think
I'm now what's Cyclops? I'm now Cyclops.
Yep.
Oh god, Scott Summers sucks. Don't ever be him. I hate Scott. Anyway, yeah, you're gonna have to get corrective lessons also. You're gonna have to get corrective lessons put into your mask too. So when you put your spirit mask down, you'll be able to see. Anyway,
my spirit mask now has just like white.
Oh right, okay.
Over it now.
Okay,
sure.
So
it's extra creepy.
And then I'm using calculating to give Rhodes the ability not to trauma out and die forever. Unless that's something that you don't.
Technically, you'd be giving your downtime action to me to heal. So Rhodes still has.
But because Rhodes rolled the healing.
So I want to tell y'all 2 things. As you make your decisions, and they are clearly your decisions. A, Forda, I totally respect what you're doing, and your choice is your choice. That's the first thing that I want to say, and it's all good. The second thing is just as a reminder to everybody, to the 4 of you and anybody else watching, it is my intention for this campaign to end probably not more than 3 sessions from now, possibly 2.
Right. So if you are intentionally not doing that to trauma out and retire Rhodes, then I'm not forcing you to have it.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying.
If you give me the extra downtime, I'm going to put it towards something else to the crew because it is my intent to have him trauma out so he can get involved in some mess.
Because there's a plan for Rhodes, to be clear.
Right. So I will not give it to you because I would rather fill up my clock for following Amalia and figuring out where they go.
Hey, Rose.
My own machinations.
Yes. Thank you for crit healing me before you leave.
Yes. So glad.
Yeah, because I want
last action.
I want to point out that after this, you do not have access to Physiker anymore.
Yeah, true.
which is why you just roll like me and never actually get injured or stand behind bar with every single one of your characters. Be like, you got it, bud. Literally, I have never taken any harm except for like one level, one time on 2 characters.
That was my first harm, and it was a doozy.
Right.
Yeah, I think we had talked about this. I had realized that I was never looking at harm as a consequence because I had and the reason was I had forgotten that you could choose to resist things.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, but I don't want to do that to that feels rough. And then I was like, oh wait, they don't ever have to take harm. They can always just take stress instead. Well,
on the flip side, I keep forgetting that I can not resist it sometimes because I'm sitting here at like 3 stress from traumaing out and like no harm. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the stress.
Well, and that's actually, it's not true that you don't take any harm. It just reduces the level of harm.
It reduces.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have completed my 4 o'clock of following of Malia. I now know where she goes.
She walks
in the
into the sea.
And so I would like to start another clock researching why for this for her.
Yeah, let's talk about that offline. I want to talk about it with Nat before we
No, I know. I like I had said, Nat and I had talked about it.
Yeah. I just want to see how because it could also be, you could just, now that you know, you could also just have a scene where you ask of Malia.
Right. Well, yeah, true. But that's not how Wythe is going to operate.
Why have open and clear communication between friends when you can just be sneaky and follow them around?
I mean, to be honest with you, of Malia and Wythe's relationship is about as contentious as Wythe and Rhodes' relationship. Like, Malia doesn't like Wythe, and Wythe doesn't like somebody who is obviously like in it with the demons. Like, Malia is, he has seen her open pits into the ocean and suck people in with tentacles. He's not about like, oh, she might have redeeming qualities when she's telling Bart to stab himself with knives to make deals with demons. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
To be fair, Char was there for that one.
Yeah, that's true.
But principle remains.
Yeah,
no, I got it.
I mean, anyway.
And to be clear, also when I say this campaign, what I really mean is this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because next week there's going to be some shit going down. I mean,
and I'm taking tomorrow off from work because my hand hurts so bad.
Oh.
And I'm just going to let everybody know what game of mine they're going to play in.
Ooh.
I'm getting it sorted.
Oh. Well, so let's move to this. Let's move to talking about what we've got going on and
we should probably
stars
do
and
XP,
wishes.
though.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Yes. Okay, if you really want to.
Yes, I insist.
Okay, so let's as usual go with the crew. Did you execute a successful blah blah blah? Yes, you did.
I mean, I will be honest with you. That's like 2. Theft.
And we kept it
nobody,
contained.
and we didn't kill anybody. It was barely any heat.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We also now know the identity of a
and blackmail,
high rank NPC.
Sabotage.
Y'all are funny. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? Your
Yes.
station at the time, yes.
Yes.
Now we're at equal footing. But.
Moving on up.
Yep, both of your crew's reputation. We were professional as shit.
I am going to give you 2 because you also dealt with a very dangerous artifact.
Oh, God, that's right. Fuck that hand and fuck everybody. Anyway.
Did you bolster your rep? You fucking teared up. Of course you did.
Yeah, we did.
And
Man,
did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature? I
Yes,
think 2 again on that. So y'all are 2 away from your next upgrade.
That's fucking sick, dude.
Just saying.
And we got informants, right?
And we got informants.
Yeah, I already marked the informants, so you get plus.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to make sure that was
For sure.
noise.
No, we're shadowing and we're 3 sessions away from it.
Yeah, I know. We finally were like, oh this might be useful.
So,
this was the pilot season.
Yeah. So season again, I love this game. I want to. Well, I'll talk later about kind of scheduling things, but we'll talk about that.
I would
offline.
also like to point out that I love playing, and this is going to be reflected when I do Scum and Villainy, but I love playing with the ability to make a gang and then not pigeonhole yourself into doing thing. So
for sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's roll down. Chase, let's look at your XPs.
Yeah, I got the desperate actions because Ran was looking out for me. Addressed a challenge with violence or coercion. The several times that I stabbed people with sleepy juices, does that count?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I mean, if somebody stabbed me with sleeping juice, I would call it violence.
Cool.
Unless they needed to subdue me because I was on PCP.
It's still violence.
At that point, it's violent,
True.
but it's more of an understandable.
It might be like legitimized violence,
Yeah.
but it's still violence.
Express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Yeah, I mean, when we were... Look, I'm just going to say, you touch that stupid hand, and then you're like, hey, it's pretty cool. We'll just hang out with this hand for a while.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was like, no, this hand's fine. It's
Just
yeah, you're like, it's cool. I'll just touch it.
yeah.
That's fine.
Struggle with issues from my vice or traumas during this session. I'm gonna go ahead and call throwing all of my stress into the lake reckless.
Yes.
Just sort of like that whole time, just like, nah, I'm just gonna resist it. I'm invincible.
Yeah. By the way, you're not invincible.
Spoilers. Yeah. No,
Spoiler
not that.
alerts, Beryl not invincible. Not yet, anyway. Bum, bum, bum.
We can make him
And I
better.
think that's going to be enough to ding me a second time on prowess now that I'm actually putting things into stats.
Wow. At last, the stats.
What? What you gonna put that dot into? Oh, skirmish. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Bring on the wrecking machine. All right.
I'm surprised that Wythe had more in skirmish than you, to be honest.
We were
with you.
tied.
Okay.
So, and did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas? Automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you traumaed out, so yes. Eyes. Why don't you run through your XP real quick?
Hello. I did not.
Hello,
no, I
kitty.
did. Did I? I rolled a desperate. I did. I marked it.
Yeah,
And-
Yes.
That's not at the end
And
of the
resolve.
session.
I also
did.
interrupted you. And
We're just at
mentioned
the end of the session, so it's fine.
Yeah. I addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power.
Absolutely. More than
How
once.
much else you
Ghost
could have done?
light bulbs.
More than once.
Yes, I did.
Ghosty bulbs.
Light bulbs and drink darts.
Light
I
bulb.
expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yes. At least.
At least the background with you coming across the ocean was a thing once.
Yep.
I don't
that
know what
was
else.
Definitely a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Or heritage.
my,
rather, yeah.
The spooky drives.
I guess the ghost beliefs. I'm really leaning into the ghosts now.
What a
I
shot.
mean,
But it's
you
only
weren't
once.
before? Wait, is this
Well,
more?
before I was all about like keeping an eye on the ghosts, and now
Right.
I am.
She's the
Right.
Well, I can
She's-
channel these ghosts.
mother.
Oh
Why
my
am I not
God.
channeling
Mother.
these
Mom there.
ghosts
Mother.
more?
Mother.
Mother.
I also
Tell
I
your
also-
children not to go my way. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I struggled with issues from my vice or traumas during the session. I struggled with my
Do harms count as
harm.
traumas?
That's what I was gonna ask. Do harms count as trauma?
You know what?
I
That's an
mean-
interesting question. I think we just need to answer this in
feel
group
like-
moving forward. Do y'all think that should count?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I think
Then
if it makes it more difficult for you to perform your actions, it should count.
yeah, then let's just make that the house rule going forward.
The new rule now is to get a level 1 harm and the thing that makes it so it doesn't impact anything and just sift off the XP that way. Be like, oh, I have my stubbed toe that doesn't actually hurt me. Give me
I mean,
that.
I
Yes,
feel
but then
like-
you're not struggling.
I was
Right.
gonna say, I feel like
Damn
at
it.
the very least, a level 3.
Right. No, I know. I was sorry. I was being facetious.
I know, but
okay,
yeah. So like house rule, a level 3 to like something that actually affects your rolls. You definitely. That's
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good work.
Wife.
How? It's me, wife. That was like my best Crypt Keeper laugh. I don't know. I don't know if
That
I'm
wasn't
good at
bad, actually. Not bad at
I'm
all.
here for it.
Yeah.
All right. So I have marked off my desperate actions because there were several. I dinged prowess earlier, and I put a point in finesse so that I can now finally roll 2 dice for my removing of stress, which is great. Did I address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy? I mean, this character always uses calculating and always uses foresight, and then also tries. I mean, all of the foresight rolls that I do for this character are pretty much like in the past when I gave you really obnoxious advice. So, yes. Beliefs drives heritage or background. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time anyone's actually seen my sister's ghost.
And also just like this whole change in your demeanor and drive to helpless eyes, I think.
Yep.
Multiple, in my opinion.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't come into the session thinking that Wythe would immediately be like, oh, Eyes needs my help now, but it definitely, I realized like, oh, this person, I need to watch out for them. For the efficiency of the mission, but also because I might have feelings. Whatever. Let's not talk about those. And then you struggle with your issues from your vice or traumas. I mean, haunted and obsessed. I don't know if I struggled. Maybe one, but like, I didn't see my sister's ghost. Didn't do anything. I didn't struggle with it. So maybe 0. I don't know if anybody saw me being obsessive or haunting. Or haunted, I mean.
Well, certainly obsessive.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you're still going after Avmalia, and definitely, like, as soon as I mentioned Avi's name with the hand and your reaction to that, I feel like...
Cool. I just wasn't sure. All right.
You are obsessed about something, for sure.
Yep. All right, so here's a question for you all, because that dings me an insight. We now don't have anybody that has Tinker, right?
Sounds like Tinker time.
Do I put 1 point in Tinker just so that... Yeah, all right, fine. Cool. All right.
But you don't have me. But you don't have the... you didn't take the physical ability from the leech, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I have Jailbird, so since we technically have 1 heat level, or 1 wanted level... Wythe is going to like go back in prison pretty soon. And then we're going to be a tier 3 gang when he's in jail. And we're going to be like, what up, tier 3? Punks.
All right. So that is all of that. And because Rhodes is charming now.
Rhodes is not, right. Rhodes does not, man, what is it? Okay. Do we get a scene now or are we going to get a scene later? Because I really actually want to know how Rhodes' trauma is out. But you know, if we're not there yet,
Forda, cool. Do you want to describe to them what you told me in the DM?
Okay, so yes, but I also want to add to what I had talked
about.
Great, because we had some juicy stuff at the beginning of this.
Yeah, no, intentionally I wanted to feed that to you. So like, because there was calculation and conspiracy this week.
So like. After having worked with Eyes over the course of however long it took, patching up her eyes, Rhodes kind of retreats into his workshop, and you don't see him for a long time. But like, while he's in there, he has definitely opened this box and has been talking to this hand. And like, I don't know if it can hear him, but like, he seems to think it can. So at some point, effectively goes and offers it a deal. And he says, I'll help you get what you want if you'll help me help my crew. And so he, if you agree, we'll shake on it. Because it's a hand, it can't talk. Now, mind you, the flip side of that is he's got ghost contracts, so like if it shakes on it, they're bound together. And if either of them breaks it, they get level 3 harm cursed. I don't know if you can further curse this.
I don't know if Kotar could be cursed anymore, but I want to be clear. Kotar is absolutely like, wait. You'll help me if I help your crew with their bullshit? Yeah. Oh, Kotar likey.
Oh my god, he turned into Adam Sandler from the 90s. Ooh, dabazoo, zabadoo.
And then we're gonna. Listen,
Nice.
listen. Adam Sandler in the '90s was a whole mood for me back then. I was a different person back then. Let's just say that. Look, Jesse's just like nope. But yeah, if you're making that deal, yeah, you feel some presence, basically giving you that same. Oh yeah.
That is. I don't ever want to hear anybody say that to me in real life.
So shall it be. It is written in the stars.
And I feel like his response to that is the stars below the deep.
And so, what? Tell us about the change in Rhodes. So first of all, what trauma did he take that makes it his fourth?
He took vicious.
Oh, great.
Yes. I was gonna go with cold, but then I was like, no, that doesn't quite make sense with the obsessed, reckless, and
So is it 5 traumas that you retire, or is it 4?
4.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Unstable was the other one.
Right.
Yes.
Cold just didn't quite mesh.
And so, what is the transformation, the change in Rhodes?
So, like, anyone who's still in the base, not presently at home or indulging traumas or whatever, you just hear this god-awful shriek coming from the workshop. And the sound of, like, crashing, smashing, and, like, something very much forcefully going through a window. And, like, inside this room, like, Rhodes has literally crawled out of his skin in the fashion of a bug crawling out of a cocoon.
Crawling in my skin.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, this is like.
They cannot heal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wife, like.
Hi,
Comes,
if Eyes finds that skin, she wants it.
I mean, yeah. Wife will definitely have been sipping tea in the common room. Here's this. Waits an appropriate beat. Like, he doesn't rush and like, oh no, someone's in danger. He's like, sips, puts it down, puts the plate down, and then like opens the door and sees
And, like,
you gone. Yeah.
When you say,
I just want to make it clear that, like, he has a new and absolutely horrifying form now. He's still a Mothman, but not in the previous.
Why don't y'all look in Discord? Those of you.
Do I get a trauma from seeing this, or like, I'm not joking. I'm saying like you like when you handle. Oh my, so it's like The Fly. Good.
Kinda.
Yeah.
There would be some tweaks I'd make, but
Yeah. The flavor is the idea.
Right. Do I, much like when you run into horrifying demons or ghosts, you're scared? Does White lose their mind a little bit? Is when I see this.
I mean, I would say this: it's not unreasonable to take a stress or two. I don't think you need a full trauma from that.
Okay.
But if you want to add 1 or 2 stress, that's entirely reasonable.
Yeah. White sees this and goes...
Jesse's not having a good moment.
Yeah.
White sees this and goes, what?
Oh. And takes a step back out of the room and is just like... Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Wythe is an inspector and like a cop and deals with like weird shit all the time, or he used to. And so seeing this, it's kind of, I don't want to say like because he's a spider, he knew this was going to happen, but the way that Rhodes was handling that hand before, I think he's just like,
I mean,
another calculation.
He definitely took it with him too.
Of course.
Are you saying that the spider didn't catch the fly?
Not this one, because it's horrifying.
Like moth to a flame.
These are the days of our lives? Wait, no, that's the wrong one.
Yes. And as you can imagine, that is not the last you will see of Rhodes. That's just the last of Rhodes in the crew.
So do we automatically get a couple level ups now? Because that's what the hand gives us. We get like 1,700 coin, 1,000 experience, and then we're like, oh shit, we're tier 17.
Maybe just like a bomb.
No.
Does he leave us an egg that has Rhodes growing in it? And then we're like, okay, here we go. We got to keep this alive for a while.
No. But the various bombs and things he worked on, there are some things salvageable in there.
And I think the notes about who would be interested in buying the hand.
Yeah.
However, I have a question. Where is the hand now?
You'll have to play to find out.
No, my question is, did Rhodes take the hand when he left?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure of. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get a little lamb chop doll from the old kids show. This is the song that never ends.
It goes on and on.
Jesse, do you hear that song all the time at work?
No, I don't hear Let It Go either because I don't expose those songs.
You know what? You're wrong. My kids wouldn't let me watch Frozen for years because they had watched it too many times at school and other things. And so when Disney Plus came out, I finally turned on and watched it. And I realized that I'm like way late. But I had feelings when I watched that movie. Emotions that I'm not used to having.
That movie is a lazy excuse for animation.
Whoa! Nice, I like it. It's true.
Man, what I have noticed is that y'all don't like anything except Hamilton.
Oh no, Frozen 2.
I haven't seen Frozen 2 yet.
I haven't either. I gotta wait for it to come on Disney Plus because I don't go to the theaters unless I really, really have to.
I only go when I get free tickets to see everything that Leica puts out.
So we will wrap it up here. I would like the usual stars and wishes stuff, and if there's anything you want people to know about. And so let's, start with Florida.
Okay, so stars was this entire freaking everything. All of it. No. Stars was actually Jesse, honestly, the whole way through, just coming in clutch with, whoa, hey guys, like, this is a better idea. Let's try it this way. Come on. Wishes. I wish I wasn't so burnt out at present with games, but like,
life's got to come first. I mean, that's why Nat's not here tonight. That's why Cole hasn't been here for a while because they had things going on. And as I, mentioned, we'll talk more offline. The reason the season is ending in part is for similar-ish reasons for me. It's not the same, right? Different circumstances, but still the same. So
step away, refresh, come back.
Stronger. And and as we made clear, as far as I'm concerned, you're still in this broader little the broader little group. And I'll be doing some off-stream stuff soon. And, if at some point you're like, okay, I've got the spoons and whatever, and want to jump in a one-shot or whatever it is, more than welcome. Always welcome. For sure. Going back, I'm looking at the wrong screen now. There we go.
You gotta tell us what you want moving forward now that you're...
What I want is for you all to pursue every last thing. No, but I do want to see you guys playing together. Like, I like you guys as a group. I like playing with you guys. So please don't let this be a...
No, I'd love...
an end.
I mean, we are friends. We're all friends. So that's definitely the thing. And this, just as this was not our first campaign together, it is my hope that it's not our last game together either. I think that's That's the thing, and I have big plans for 2020, and I know you've got a lot going on in your life right now, and hopefully those things happen and things settle down. Chase.
Yes, hello. My name is Chase. Star is Rhodes's entire exit. That was phenomenal. That was a finale. It was amazing. Also, yeah, Star is this entire campaign thus far. Like, I really want to see if there's anyone left, like, character-wise, a season 2. If not, we'll play more Blades in the future. It's fantastic. My wish is basically entirely internal. The little post-it note that I left up there forever ago that was "Don't say the fuck word." I'm thinking I might put that back and just sort of be like, just put a little list of things that could go in my load, because I constantly bring like normal load and use none of it. And then I'm just sort of like, yeah, take stress, take stress, take stress. And then I like leave a session halfway through with buttered as my only harm. And I'm just sort of like, wait a second, this could have gone differently.
I mean, if you leave the character sheet open, it has the whole list for you.
Well, yeah, it does, but it's over here on this screen.
Oh, okay.
And I'm looking at beautiful people on this screen.
I see the neck. Yeah, that's why I face the camera this way, so it kind of looks like where am I looking? Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, just more reminders. Like, yeah, my wish is to, after this campaign ends, get the chance to get better at this game by playing it more.
I'm telling you, playing as a slide has opened doors in Blades.
Or they sliding doors?
I have got a character in mind, and I want to play this game on the ocean so bad.
The slide opens lots of doors, and usually those doors are opened by really attractive people who are impressed by your beauty and allow you to do whatever they want, because that's what a slide's about.
Or
eyebrow
just
work.
Words good sometimes, maybe.
See, I always do the physical, because the word good and me never.
Moving up and around, Jesse. What do you got for us?
Stars for me was definitely words. Wide.
How you doing, champ? You play a talkie character in this other game?
You know what?
Listen.
Okay, it's like almost midnight for her.
Okay, also that, and also the other campaign, I tried to chat someone up by saying, hey, you do a good job at guessing color which ball goes into when trying to talk about roulette.
Wow.
And rolled a 6. So
let's call that endearing.
Yeah, that's some serious game if you're like, I like the way that you guess the color ball that goes in the hole.
Well, at a certain point, you have to assume that like this is irony, this is like a meta thing, and they're just being more clever than you can handle.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my stars. Wide. I almost said words again. That's where my brain is right now.
I mean, you can call me words if you want to.
Seeing this other side of Wythe, and also seeing his sister.
I knew I was watching you with that. You were living for it.
I love it. Now I know ghost things about you. I'm not going to say them to you because I'm not words, I'm eyes. But I know things now. Wishes. This was a good. I mean, I know the campaign's ending and there's going to be a big, humongous plot point happening soon, but like it was really good just saboteuring and sneaking.
Oh, you mean actually doing shadow stuff?
Yeah.
Boo!
Let's go look at the games I play. / I'm about to go play Assassin's Creed at midnight because I want to do that.
Or maybe sleep.
No.
Boom, nailed it.
It's the weekend. Live your life.
Shoot that down. It's the weekend. I don't need to wake up till before noon. Yeah, I really liked it. My wish is that we just keep playing as a crew because it was a lot of fun and I love you all so much. It makes my heart happy. Saturdays are good days. Saturdays are busy, but they're good days.
I agree. That is certainly true. And then, why am I looking at the wrong screen? Oh, I know why, because I had a thing planned and I haven't gotten to it yet. Ranlam.
Oh, everybody, it's me, Rad. How are you? I'm fine. My hand hurts. So, yeah, tomorrow I'm taking the day off work, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be on Shelve the Books on Twitter, obsessively reloading it and giving myself anxiety attacks all day. No, that doesn't sound right.
That's not what I was. I think you can make a better choice than that.
Right. Okay, so it's not obsessively. Okay, good. What I'm gonna do is get down to 3 or 4 people for each game that I had said I was gonna set up. So if you're in a chat that I've already put a link in that's like, sign up for one of these if you want to play in it, do it if you haven't already. And there's a couple people on Twitter that also were like, I'll do it, but to be honest with those people, weird strangers coming up to me and being like, hey, I don't follow you, can I be in your game, aren't generally not how it's going to roll with me. Unfortunately, I'm not cool enough with myself as a person to be like, yeah, sure, rando, I'm in. Even though everybody on the internet is rando. Calrissian, boom, nailed it. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. What else? Stars and Wishes. Stars. Yeah, I mean, I think outside of Beryl just traumaing out super quick, unfortunately, this is the most cohesive and like talkative this group has been in a while, and I was really into it. Like, we had actual dialogue, and we actually like did things that made me feel like people hate Wythe, which I love. That my joy is not that people like my character; it's that people are like, "This guy is a fucking dick." I'm like, "Yeah, give it to me, feed me it."
Not anymore.
It. I know, damn it. And then I had to be like, "Well, he had actually care about one of his teammates if they were like injured and couldn't do their job."
Wythe has a friend.
Wythe can be a little bit of a cinnamon roll as a treat.
Yeah. And wishes that everybody's IRL life gives them everything that they need to survive happily. To be honest with you, that has nothing to do with this game. I don't care about making this game better. I think it's good the way it is and whatever. But what I really want is like societal changes on the level of me being a god and changing everything so that everybody is happy and people who deserve it go to some place that's not prison because it's not really fair, but everybody has enough money to afford their rent and food and they don't have to worry about shit because let me tell you, living is hard, y'all, and I never asked to be alive,
but we're glad you are.
I know. I'm just saying, and it's a lot harder for a lot of other people. So
yeah, it's fair.
Anyway, sorry that I'm a little bit tired, and then the realness comes in, and I apologize.
And your hand hurts. My one of my coworkers.
Yeah, you did.
I'll just say had a very bad hand injury recently, and is still recovering from it. So I'm glad that yours is not that bad. Like, it's reasonably, yeah.
Yeah, ice packs and ibuprofen dull it enough to where it only distracts me. It's just unfortunately, the job that I do is very hand coordinated.
With a name like Shelve the Books, what a surprise.
Yeah, I know. And I'm left-handed, and that's what hand got injured. So halfway through my shift today, I was like, I'll just drop that on the ground. I don't need to hold that. That's cool. So,
yes. So, just as a quick programming note, Thursday evening at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, Jesse and Cole and our other friends Maria and Taryn will be playing Mothership for sci-fi horror here. So even if y'all, aren't really watching but just kind of have it on and hanging out in chat, that's cool. It's just like this. It's just a game of friends hanging out. I can't wait for y'all to see the overlay work that Maria has done, however. Because this is like, think of like
so good.
Think like 80s sci-fi, and that's what you need. Yeah.
Yeah, but like 80s sci-fi, are we talking like The Lawnmower Man?
No. That first of all, that was 90s.
I know, but it was, look, the graphics in that were bad enough to be in the 80s.
Not the graphic. No. Sorry, not the computer graphics of sci-fi in the 80s.
Okay.
Think like old computers and H.R. Geiger.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Got it.
Yeah, and that's also the vibe of the game, which is why that's a thing. Who knew? And then I will be trying to talk to some friends about a playtest very soon for a trophy gold thing that I did on the plane the other night. So probably just an off-stream playtest. So if anybody wants to play a trophy gold, which is super straightforward, then let me know. My stars and wishes, first of all, my shining star to my friend Forda. But specifically, like not just they're leaving for now. No, specifically for like this balance of play to win, like trying to complete the mission and do so in a reasonable way and use, leave the crew in a relatively good position, except for, turning into a horrifying monster and stealing an artifact as they fly away. But apart from that, but also playing to lose, right? Like, lean into at some point a scoundrel's luck runs out. And that is a fine example, I think, of how to play these games, right? Like whether it's fucking Pathfinder or Lasers and Feelings or anything in between, like drive it like you stole it, and just go full throttle. I love characters and players who are like, when as a GM, I'm like, so here's this thing. Do you touch it? Like, yes, I touched the thing. Yes, I love that. Wishes, other than wishing that people are, that we all had time to play all the games that we wanted and don't have to deal with life things, but that wouldn't work at all because then games would be boring and not our release from life things. One thing that I would like to improve next week is me getting the stream started correctly with people in the right frames and the audio working properly, and that is 100% on me. So
it's just a thing who cares about that?
I forgot that it even happened.
It's not a huge. To be clear, I'm not like killing myself over it. Just a thing I want to, do better next week. That's all.
I'll have to say that I have more resentment in my heart for Chase traumaing out Barrow than I do for you doing that. I just want to let you know about that.
I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm not killing myself over it. It's all fine. So thank y'all again for hanging out.